So,
Ooh.
if you're not level 4 yet, then make yourself level 4.
Yep.
Alright, I might have to do that. We'll get to it later. I don't think level 4 has anything super pressing other than the
Ability score.
ability score. Yeah, it's kind of
Or,
big
because our DM
That's
is
easy.
such a gracious, lovely man, we were apparently allowed to take a feat if we clear it with him first.
though. Yeah, I'm never a huge feet fan, but I do appreciate the flexibility.
Never been a feet fan myself either. I'm more, well, never mind.
No, stop. We're done.
Perhaps an area further up on the body, and exactly how much further up is up to the individual, I guess.
Debatable.
Yeah. The knees. Oh, sorry, too graphic.
So, yep. I think you guys made it back to town, did some shopping, turned in the Sapphire Sun. I'll totally remember that. And received the next bit of information about your future goal.
Yeah.
Which I think was the heart of the Azer, as well as a note about some pixie blood.
Yeah. So, talking to Jonderlug, the magical man of mysteries in his magical mystery shop of magic and things, told us that the next thing we would have to do is find an Azer, which he knows where it is, so, he's really doing the hard work here, if you think about it. We have to go either defeat that or bring it back here somehow in captivity for us to remove its heart and use that to power whatever spell this is. So, that's going to be an ordeal. Let's see. Aside from that, we got some herbs and medical supplies to Laude, who is the healer, because we promised to do that to her like 8 sessions ago. We finally got back to her, and she seemed pretty appreciative, and she did remember you and your attempt to pay her against her wishes. So that was fun. At least we're
Nice.
leaving an impression on
Glad
some
I can-
people in this town.
Exactly. Glad the big elephant humanoid can leave a mark.
Yeah, normally you're just so subtle. I'm amazed people remember you.
Yeah,
So, let me ask a question about this map in particular. What is this? Like, this thing right here. Just to the right of Wick.
I'm not seeing
So
where you're
don't-
pointing.
It looks like a feather duster.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah. I have no idea what that is or who drew.
I don't know either, and I suspect I may never know. And I also suspect I probably shouldn't care as much as I do.
It definitely wasn't me. I'm not that artistically inclined.
I wish I even knew what it was supposed to be so I could tell if it was drawn well or not.
I think if it was drawn well, it would be self-evident. Isn't that kind of the...
I almost was going to say the opposite of, like, if you can't understand it, doesn't that mean that it's good?
Or yeah, true. Unless we're talking about high art, and that it either is or it isn't, depending on factors I know.
It's open to
offhand.
interpretation.
So, Logan, any
Yes.
idea?
Yeah. So, am I now back with the party? Is that what we're doing?
Well, I
Or am I
so
just
the
coming
par-
up with the explanation first?
Yeah, just coming up with the explanation and rejoining them. So where you were and how you got back, and if you obviously the out of character versus in character, we can just discuss it here if you need to figure something.
Okay.
I'm sure
So,
everyone was surprised.
As has happened before, and I had hoped it wouldn't happen again because Felix didn't want to freak anybody out. I just, every now and then, I get, like, helplessly trapped in this shadow dimension for an indeterminate period of time. And it's frustrating. But Felix has learned to live with it. So, like, sometimes all my stuff drops, It's just me. It's not all the shit that Felix is carrying. It's like, you know how the bag of holding is like technically its own little pocket dimension?
Interdimensional space.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, where it's like there's nothing except me. If that makes any sense.
Just a naked elephant man floating.
Pretty much. And it just kind of happens from time to time.
We're gonna have to add
And,
that to the random roll table.
Okay, I'm down with it. It's usually, as with the rest of my random magic, whenever I cast a spell. As with the random magical effects. But it's it's just something you gotta live with. Like some people get panic attacks, some people get the hiccups. It's like sometimes Felix just goes into his own dimension for a little bit,
I think we can probably work with that. When you come back from your little interdimensional leave of absence, do you return to the location you were last at, or do you come back to some focus or item or person or something?
I think usually it'd be where I left, which made it really tough to get back to town. But luckily, I wrote down exactly how to get back, because Felix writes everything down. And I feel like the light spell could have helped me out a little bit. Not as much as a torch, but better than nothing.
True.
So I guess while everyone else was having fun kicking around town, Felix was walking all the way back from the cave by himself.
Traveling alone through the wilderness.
Yeah.
All right.
That's all I got.
Where rest of the party? Where were you guys at? Where did we actually finish? Were you like in the square or in the inn or something?
The only thing I have written down is we had just left the potion maker's shop. So I guess we could be anywhere within the town.
Okay. So we'll have to do the Logan. Obviously, you'll have to come into town and find the party, go through the whole in-character explanation, and then I think
That's
we can
fine.
pretty much pick up where we left
Okay.
off.
Sounds good to me.
So, rest of the party, if you guys are like just leaving the potion maker's shop, you can run into them out front or something.
Okay.
Sounds good.
I like it.
All right, off you
Yeah.
go.
So, having walked out of the half-flagon inn, where I had Felix prayed his friends would be, armed with nothing more than, like, what are they called, like, banana leaves? What's the classic, like,
Loincloth.
put a leaf over your chunk?
Big leaves.
Yeah, there you go. Felix is just kind of walking around town hurriedly looking for his companions, who hopefully have picked up his belongings, including his clothes, and happens to find them near the middle of town. Oh, thank goodness everyone is all right, and that my absence didn't cause any undue burden, I hope. Hey, just random questions. Anybody have my clothes?
Here, dude.
Uh,
And I just lift up the
Nope.
entire bag full of things that Felix was carrying around, which I assume we would have put his clothes into. But simply because
You guys are the
we weren't
best.
there to ask, so I assumed the clothes would have been around. And if they were just on the floor, I assume we would have bundled them up into the bag.
I hope that would be the case. You're all the best friends I could have. My last group just left all my stuff behind, and it was a lot tougher. And I like, I start to initiate a big group hug, but then I realize that I have no clothes, and that it would
Pants
probably
first.
be super awkward.
Pants then hug.
Yeah, oh, okay. And Felix moseys his way behind the nearest wall to change real quick. Okay.
I didn't know he was gone.
Wait, who are these
Uh,
people?
We had a whole
Yeah.
conversation about this.
Orsik just kind of shrugs and starts heading towards half flag.
I mean, that's fair.
Alright. That's changed. Felix rejoins the group and does his best to pretend the whole thing never happened. Speaking of Felix, do I have a token or am I just kind of...
You're in the bottom right of the
Present at the
screen.
moment.
There we go.
Ah, perfect. Actually, my perfectly drawn backpack. Sorry about that, everybody. I probably should have warned you beforehand, but I find it's really jarring, and I just kind of hoped it would never happen again.
Maybe next time you could like tell us about that, dude. I imagine that's the kind
Okay,
of thing
well,
you don't want to
consider-
figure out by accident.
Consider yourselves formally told.
Is there a way to bring you back when you disappear?
If there is, I'd love to know about it.
Fair enough.
Because right now... Huh?
Nothing. Carry on.
Oh, okay. Alright. Felix is just happy to be back.
And then I assume you guys would have updated him on all of your
So what did I
all of
miss?
your
Yeah,
discoveries.
Oh, yeah.
and plans
I
with
would
your-
kind of figure we would do that right about now. Either get some ale or while we kind of discuss like what the next steps are. If I remember correctly, there was like 2 places for us to go. One was to get pixie blood, and then the other was a great source of power. I think something
You
something that
remember?
we should look out for. I will when I read these notes.
No, you remember the part that I didn't expect anyone to remember. The generic description, a great source of power. But it was an Azer heart.
That's it.
That's the one.
Oh,
It was on the
Well-
tip of the tongue. I swear.
So
that's those are some very powerful magical reagents you're looking to get there. I'm glad I came back when I did. Yeah. Although I do think that some drinking would not be amiss, if that was the next step.
well, it's up to you guys. They did a bunch of during the last session for the trip, but if
Oh,
you had
yeah.
anything that you needed to do in town,
Nope.
whatever
I've,
you guys.
Feel like I've already made the group slow down enough for me. Let's,
Well, I can tell you, we went to the apothecary, and then I checked out the blacksmith just for some armor, and I didn't really see anything there. So
Okay.
that would help me anyway. If there is anything that you want, though, I mean, please, otherwise, I guess we'll just figure out: do we want to hunt pixies or do we want to hunt this Azer heart?
Remember, we're not killing pixies and wringing them out like washcloth.
yeah, that's
Orsik just sure.
yeah, whatever you say.
Big obvious wink.
Wink.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course we're
Dude, you're not supposed to say wink. You're supposed to
more like a
wink.
sponge than a washcloth, but yeah, you know.
Felix looks slightly concerned, but he's just happy to be back with the group. Alrighty. Well, yeah. I'm going with the group. I feel like I've kind of been the problem lately. I don't want to slow anything else down.
Pixie or Azer.
I don't know. Do we just want to like flip a coin or something? Because I really don't have a preference.
I mean,
Does anyone have any way to, or have any like backstory? Not backstory.
Background.
Yeah, I guess that would be background, kind of with like pixies. Like I guess what I'm getting at more so is like a druid. Do you have any kind of? I don't know if pixies are like of the wood. or-
Well, dude, I do get pretty high on occasion. I know that's surprising. Like, try to keep that in like the down low, dude. And I do speak Sylvan, which I believe is also the language of pixies and fey creatures and stuff. So, like, we got a chance. I'm not sure I could just ask him to be like, hey, dude, could you, like, donate some blood? But maybe we could, like, work on a trade or something if there's any pixies nearby. I'm not super keen on the layout of the area to see if any of them were around or where they'd be. But, I don't know, we could ask around. Maybe we could look for them. At least I feel like
Put a sign out. Pixie blood drive. Free cookies.
free cookies, free donuts, like free munchies, dude. Oh, it's perfect. In fact, forget the blood drive.
Wait, should we all just get high and get blood from them? I don't know.
Oh, certainly one
I
option.
was gonna like point finger pistols at Wit, like, yeah, it's a plan I can get behind.
I mean, I feel like you've smoked enough.
Hey,
Do pixies do that?
first of all, I've explicitly not done that around you guys, so you don't like know that that's the case. And second of all,
No. I'm just making assumptions.
you know what they say about assumptions? They make an ass out of you, and umptions. And second of all, I'm not sure pixies are into like the whole let's get high biz. It's more like let's get high on life, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
Pixies.
So I'm hearing they'll definitely need munchies then.
Okay, so clearly,
Oh, alright, that didn't work.
free cookies,
Does anyone know how to bake?
blood drive.
Or gold.
What do pixies like, man?
I'm not sure pixies would be into the whole gold. I'm not sure in pixie society. It's like how bears aren't going around trading gold. You know, it's just not a valuable commodity to them.
I would say Orsik knows about as much about pixies as he does about like trigonometry. So like nothing.
So like very much is what I'm hearing.
Expert.
But you know, I'm willing and able to hit anything with a hammer. So, you know, you guys just point me in a direction.
Alright. So we have no idea how to find pixies. Is that what I'm understanding?
We don't know where they are, and we also don't know how to extract blood from them in like a non-malicious manner. So we're basically theirs, from my understanding.
Yeah, we're close. Well, should we think about the Azer first and just kind of hope that the pixie thing gets resolved along the way? Or do we also know very little about the Azers?
Well, at least we know where the Azer is located, and like we found this book in like a library that tells us kind of about their general deal. So at least we got knowledge on them. So that may be the place to
Alright.
start.
Well, it's like a wise man once said, focus on what you know. So, my votes we go for the Azer first, and then hope that the whole pixie deal has some light shed on it along the way.
No complaints here.
No.
Alright. So, where's the Azer located?
There's a tower over about, and then Fal gives like a recap of what we learned from Jonderlog, which I certainly wrote down, and definitely am not stalling for time as I scroll back to look for it.
You certainly did. You certainly wrote down that it was about 6 hours to the west of this.
There we go.
Alrighty.
Side note, I'm pretty sure you didn't write that down because I'm pretty sure I didn't give you a distance because I'm pretty sure I didn't have it
Hey,
yet.
you are
So-
correct in that I did not write it down. Like a full paragraph about Jonderlug and this Azer. Also, I spelled Azer wrong like 7 times before I learned there was an E in there somewhere.
Ouch.
You got there in the end.
A for effort.
E for effort. Azer.
Oh god. Okay. Well, anything else you guys are doing in town then before you head out?
I'm not,
Well, I guess I'm
not sure
okay.
there's anything I have to do.
Yeah, I think we're good.
I'm good. Wait. Check rations.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Did we... I assume we would have had to
Oh.
eat on the way here? Or on the way from the Goblin Cave back to town?
Oh yeah. We didn't I don't think we deducted torches from your inventory for the trip back from the
I
goblin.
believe that is correct.
Don't worry, I got him.
Yeah, we didn't.
So it was 8 hours, and we were saying a torch burns for 1 hour. And then I don't remember if one of you was holding a torch or if two of you were.
I
It
think
was
I was
one.
holding one, and I think I was in the middle, and they were on the outside. Is that
That sounds
Mhm.
correct.
Okay, so just the one. So just
Wow.
8 torches then.
Only used 8. Okay.
8? Okay, well,
Yeah.
I have 7 on my body. So, Felix, if you just deduct 1 from your backpack, I'll just...
But if you had, I don't mind just using all of them because that leaves us with still 14 just in my one pack. So I'm happy with that. Or if you just want to use all your ones, then I'll just deduct 1 from mine.
You can just deduct 1, that's fine.
All right,
I
done.
mixed it.
And
Besides,
then
I'm carrying 40 raw eggs, so...
Oh, that's true.
Oh.
I forgot about that.
I gotta
Oh,
lower the
no.
burden a little bit.
and I was gonna say, I don't think we adjusted rations either. We did the rations by days, right? Like 1 day's rations, 2 days rations.
Probably.
I believe so.
Okay. I think it would probably be 2 days because it was the 1 day like in the Goblin Cave, plus then the long rest, and then the day traveling back. So I would say deduct 2 days rations for, well, I guess it would be 3 people. Well, 2 days
Well, I feel like-
rations for 3 people, and then 1 day's ration for
Okay.
1
Do you
person.
want me to just take all those out from my one, or?
Eh,
How's
I'll check out
everyone
some of mine.
taking them out?
I have
I'm sorry.
10 on me. I don't... yeah, whatever you want to do, really. I have plenty of rations.
I say we could all
Okay. Do
we
we
could
just?
all just eat our own. It kind of wouldn't make sense to eat
I like
Felix's
that.
rations.
I think that's a good idea.
Now, does 2 days of rations equal 2 rations?
Sorry, what?
Sorry, yeah, does 2 days of rations equal 2 rations?
Yeah, so a rations is like a day's worth of rations. So if you have 5 in your inventory, you would have 5 days worth of food. We may be able to come up with some like house rules about stretching the food to last longer for some kind of penalty for not eating as much, but that's like the standard is. 1 set of rations is 1 day's worth of rations.
And I think there are some rules in the player's handbook for like starving stuff. It starts to affect you, but yeah, if we come to that, we'll definitely look that up. But in the meantime, just doing it day by day is so much less maintenance and management than trying to figure out like, okay, so I've got 3 crackers and a grape. What does this count at? So,
All right. I'm down.
all right. If there's nothing else, you guys are heading west out of town, I assume.
Sounds like something we'd do.
I get. Don't
Sounds
see why
good to
not.
me.
Should we get more torches, or you guys think we're good?
Well, if it's
How many
6
do we
hours,
have?
I've still got 21 torches.
Oh, okay.
unused. So I think we should be good at least for this little John.
Do we know how far away this tower is?
I'm sorry, my internet connection's being a little bit flaky, so every now and then you guys cut out. Can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you okay now. It's pretty frequent, but it's really short. Like I'll miss half of a word, but every now and then it's a critical hit.
Oh, okay. The question was how far out of town is the tower? To which the answer I believe was 6 hours.
Yep.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I'd say we're... Our Orsik's good anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, should be good.
Felix is currently busting into one of his rations because he is hungry.
That's true. You're a day
But,
behind.
Other than that, I'm good to go. There's a snack on the
Alright.
way.
As you approach the west gate to the town, you don't recognize any of the guards on this side. Your friendly neighborhood guard captain. I wrote it down. It's in
Manel.
here. I know it's somewhere.
Monel.
Yes, that's correct. Manel. Your friendly neighborhood guard captain Manel is not at this gate right now. The guards see you approaching though, and one of them calls out from by the gate. You're that party of adventurers, aren't you?
Yup, that's us.
Orsik
Yeah,
nod.
dude, I mean, you just saw us like 3 hours ago.
I think you guys went north last.
I'm fairly certain that's true.
So different
Oh,
guards.
different guards, okay.
Anyway, Captain Manel, he said we were to let you out whenever you wanted to go, so I assume you're headed out?
Yep, that's exactly where we're headed.
Well, orders is orders. And he turns and shouts to his companions, and they swing one of the gates open, just wide enough for one person to walk out.
Lovely. I'll follow Orsik's lead.
Onward.
Excuse me, Mr. Guard, can I just say I think you're doing a terrific job.
Why, thank you. Good. He looks you up and down. Sir?
It's absolutely no problem.
Felix is like the emotional support elephant.
Pretty much. Excuse me, sir, this is my emotional support elephant?
If we ever have to get into anywhere, we're using that line.
So, as you step outside the gate, the noise of the town begins to fade, and you're surrounded once again by the horribly creepy, swirling fog. The directions that Jonderlug gave you detail that you are to walk for about 4 hours west, and you'll find a narrow gravel trail headed, which will lead back to the wizard's tower.
Well, into the
Alright.
hellscape we go.
Onwards.
All right.
Onward, indeed.
So here's what we'll do. Let me. Is there anything on this map? Oh, there is. Cool. Let me get you guys all bundled up. So you should be. Can you guys see the map
Ooh.
and everything? There's not really
A
map.
blank void.
Just
That's
yeah.
nice. Oh,
Nice.
there's a grid here. Hell yeah. Which I could definitely see.
I've got to close my blind. The sun is shining right on my monitor.
Yep, I feel that.
I'll
Alright.
circle the perimeter.
So you're there, and the road's headed more or less west. Go ahead and put yourselves in whatever marching order you are in, and I will grab some torches for you from one.
Alright, I will take up my
Just
usual
so we
position.
know who's in front and who's in back, things like that.
We
I guess I'll take the meat shield
Whoa!
place.
What?
I'm popping and locking.
Pop and lock.
Should we like light up 2 torches, dude? Now that there's 4 of us, I feel like you would make it a bit more
Well,
safe.
we can do the torch, and then we can do Felix's little light
Hey,
spell.
good thinking.
Correct.
It'll work well.
I'm down.
Who's gonna take a torch? I'll volunteer for one if no one else would like to.
Should we do one in front, one in back?
Sure. Oh, it's very
It's so
dark.
dark.
Wait, who said that?
Who turned out the lights?
Who closed my eyes? Who was it? Own up to it.
They have new dynamic lighting settings now, and they're not
Man,
great.
they got a
yet.
lot of new settings, dude. Like the check mark on the inventory screen, it's blue now instead of gray. Like what?
Alright, this
How
game's
dare they.
changing so fast, I can't
Is
keep
this
up.
even 5th edition anymore?
Oh
I don't like these hot fixes.
no, this is way better. This actually solves a problem that I've had for a while. Hang on, you guys are gonna be blind for a sec, but it's gonna be worth it.
I'm blind in real life right now. That's
Alright,
Hopefully that's the
Can't
only time you
see.
hear that.
I'm like my dog also, so I also can't really hear that well. It's this is a big problem.
Blind and
Sunlight falls.
so there's a whole new set of settings for dynamic lighting, and it lets me because before I could give you vision and I could decide whether other people could see the light that you were emitting or not. Now there's a separate thing for vision and for emitting. So
Color me impressed.
right now,
Meow.
Yeah, let me get it all set for everybody. Wit, what do you have night vision?
Yep.
What's
I'm the
the
obnoxious elf with dark vision.
Hey, another elf. High five.
Woo! I feel like we'd miss in the darkness right now, but yeah.
That's fine. Fal just holds up his left hands and high fives it with his right hand.
Nice.
All right, you've got dark vision, and are you carrying a torch?
I don't think so. I think we were gonna do one in front, so Orsik, and then one in back with Val. Oh, hello, world.
That Orsik, any dark vision?
Yes. 60.
Okay. Vision, dark vision, 60. And were you carrying a torch?
I am out of torches, so if the emotional support elephant will donate, I
got
will
it.
gladly build a torch.
And we've been walking for, you said, 4 hours at this point?
Actually, I don't have to give you guys little icons of torches anymore. Haha.
Oh my gosh.
Wait.
I can just give you.
Oh my god, we do live in the future.
And that. You do. You absolutely do. Okay, so total 10. And then Fal Dune,
Dark vision up to 60
dark
feet.
vision. Right. And torch.
Woo.
Was that a yes or
That is
no?
a yes. I do volunteer
Got
as
it.
tribute. Oh my god. Wow,
and
that's weird.
Felix, finally.
No dark vision.
Got it.
And if Orsik has the one of them has the light spell object, so then I'm good.
The lit torch and the light torch.
Okay, so but are you carrying anything that emits light?
I guess not.
Okay. So, I guess we'll see how this looks when we get into a map with like backgrounds and stuff. It looks really odd from my side, but
It looks like perfect for me.
I can see everything.
Yeah,
I
it looks
don't
pretty
see
cool.
any darkness.
Oh, I see quite a bit of darkness.
I haven't had any change on my map since we got to this one. Just throwing that out there, not complaining.
yeah, it's leaving like weird coronas on my screen.
It seems like what it is doing is it's leaving a ring around the bright light. And then like where the Yeah, I'm seeing the same thing.
Interesting.
I think
Oh. Well, I'll tell you for a fact on my screen it's working. I think it might just because I'm the only one
Yeah,
who doesn't have dark vision.
I think the issue on my side is just that I'm seeing through multiple
No,
people's eyes.
no, I see the same
So I
problem. I
have-
see a weird corona ring around Orsik as well as myself.
Yeah, so Orsik is broadcasting light essentially.
Right. Okay, got it. So like the big ring that I see is because of dark vision. The small ring that I see around Orsik is because of his torch. Got it.
That's
Okay,
correct.
everything just changed. Woo. So you're seeing the big ring around Orsik, you said?
No, it's around me. Sorry. Should have clarified.
Okay.
I see a big ring around
Yeah.
me, a small ring around me, and a small ring around Orsik. And since we're the two carrying the torches, I hypothesize that the small ring is somehow due to the torches.
Yeah, I think that's correct. It's just oddly.
It's weirdly visualized.
Yeah, it's an odd visual, but that is what's actually
Oh.
happening. So strange.
It's almost like
Wonder if I...
the dim light should be reversed. So instead of going in towards the center, it should go out towards the edges.
Right, that's kind of what I thought. this is all still in beta.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's fine. It works. It's just for some reason I can see with bright light up to the edge of my dark vision, but I'll be honest, I'm not going to complain about that.
Right. I wonder. Well, no, because that would just make you emit dim light for a much further distance. I guess I could if I get rid of the dim light and just give you bright light for 20 feet instead. Still does it, just less.
That's weird.
Oh well, we'll work. If we hate it, we'll switch back to the old version, and hopefully they'll get this one fixed soon.
Oh well.
Anyway, so for the first hour of travel, are you guys still looking for herbs?
Oh, I guess
Not
we could
exactly
be.
sure. I guess so.
Yeah, just do that nice little scan that we did. We
Okay,
came back
Sure.
from the cave
Yeah,
originally.
just do that on the way.
So, if
Yeah.
you are just keeping an eye out along the edge of the road, travel speed will remain the same, but you will not have any advantage or anything on the checks to find herbs. If you want to search more deeply away from the trail, your travel speed will drop by. So, whichever you like.
I'm saying we travel at a normal speed and don't take an advantage, just because it seems more pressing to get
I
the
agree.
Azer than it is to get the herbs.
Yeah,
I
we
kind
already
of
got her
agree.
some stuff.
All right. For the first hour, go ahead and give me your survival checks for the skin then.
Woo.
I'm gonna try. My roll 20 is acting a fool.
Yeah, you're kind of like your icon has a little caution sign every now and then.
Careful, it's Orsik.
Look out, y'all! Oh Lord, he coming!
Hey, I found this one. Felix, that's Orsik. Oh,
Oh, there it is.
It
Okay.
worked.
Woo.
So, what happened to my note? Oh, there it is.
Yeah, so just so you know, I am not on the map. I am on a loading screen, and it's constantly cycling through like hatching dragons and recalculating blah blah.
Oh, nice.
That's fun.
Yeah, I've refreshed 3 times now, and it's like, yep, you're still loading. So we'll see what happens.
Wit, you find a small bundle of
Sweet.
and there is no encounter on the first roll.
other than the Valerian,
Yeah, other than the wonderful flower.
which basically jumped out and attacked Wait.
Plants.
Already.
Okay. All right. For the next hour, go ahead and give me the survival checks. I'll put a little spacer in there.
Yeah. Survival. Woo.
Jacob's getting
Man.
into it now.
I'm so good at this.
Guys, I found Orsik.
I found him.
Surprise! I've been at the head of the pack this whole time.
Impossible.
Where'd you come from?
All right. Jacob, you find a small bundle of fever,
Woo.
and that was the second hour. And as you find the flowers from from off in the distance, you hear some sort of monstrous roar. That was closer than I actually intended to be.
Oh, okay.
Far off in the distance.
Should have been more like there.
Oh, there we go.
Far off in the distance of 3 feet from the trail.
Right. Smell its breath. So no, the second one, further away, just as you find the feverfew.
Did anyone else do that, or was that just my imagination again?
I just kind of hoped it was my imagination.
Unless we're all imagining the same things.
Are you guys also imagining eating food?
No.
Not at the
Oh.
moment.
I mean, what did you guys hear?
Kinda
Just so like
full.
we're all on the same page.
Some kind of like a beast growler or something.
Did not sound friendly.
Which direction?
So
Which direction was it coming from? So we know which way to go to like avoid that as hard as possible.
it sounded like it came from the north.
I advise we skew
Well, that's
south.
good.
Is the tower in the north?
Yeah, it's
No, the tower's to the west.
Okay.
So, aside from not going to the north, are you doing anything else about the noise?
Well, what else could we do to avoid being seen? I feel like the torches are really necessary, and it's kind of dark, so I'm not sure anything's gonna see us even with them.
Hmm.
And we kind of need to stay on the path to find the Azer, the wizard's tower for the Azer heart.
I mean, we could always chuck another torch out behind us. Maybe that'll distract them.
That's an idea.
Eh.
Do we want to like maybe chuck some of the already used torches and then just sort of
Yeah.
like light them aflame?
sure. I could set them on fire with like magical otherworldly powers.
Oh, yeah. You can just randomly create a bonfire somewhere.
Oh, well, that
I mean,
sounds
alternatively,
Forget you
pretty
can do
doable.
that.
we could take the torch, which is just like a stick of wood. I could create a bonfire on the ground, set the torch on fire, and then remove the bonfire such that we don't cause the entire place to go up in flames.
Small details.
Mm.
Now, just hear me out. Are we sure we don't want the whole fire to go up in flame, or the whole forest to go up in flame?
I mean,
We don't really have time to get into like the delicate balance of ecosystems and stuff, but like the answer is we definitely don't want that to happen. Unless you never want to eat any meat again for like until populations come back, which could take.
Well, speak for yourself. I have a buddy barrel. All right, I will trust you at this point. If something comes charging out at us though, I'm going to entirely blame.
That's I'm willing to accept that.
that's fair.
All right, so I will enact that plan and just like toss a torch on the ground somewhere behind us, and cast bonfire upon the space where the torch is. Woo.
I
And
like
once
it.
I'm reasonably certain that the torch lights a flame, I'll make the bonfire wink out of existence, leaving behind a flaming, not exactly a flaming torch, just like a torch which is on fire in an abnormal kind of way.
Burning at both ends and the middle.
Yeah, of course. This really get
So you do that, and as you are getting the torch lit, you where'd it go? There it is. You hear the roaring again, and this time it is unfortunately closer.
Yep.
That sounds bad. Do we want to run?
I mean, scuffling away is always a good idea.
Yeah.
I am for that.
Let's power
Same.
walk away, gentlemen.
I like it.
Onward.
Away.
All right, so you're booking it forward, leaving that torch behind.
Yes.
Bye,
That's a good
torch.
plan.
All right. Let's see here. This is gonna have that. All right. You continue walking away from the torch, and after a minute or two, you're completely out of sight of your own torch already, and you hear from behind you again that roar, but it's fainter this time. Like whatever it is has found the torch you left, but isn't following.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, that's good.
I'm gonna move this down here just in case I need it again. But so that was second hour. For the third hour, let's get survival checks.
Survival.
In front.
No.
Hey.
You never want to see an 8 next to a 23.
Unless you have advantage.
Correct.
Sorry, still loading.
No, you got this. I
You're
believe in you.
fine.
You're just taking your time. Making
There
sure
you
you
go,
do it
y'all.
well.
Hey!
You powdered up like a super move.
Nice work. Orsik, you find a small bundle of yarrow.
Do we need any yarrow? I feel like we've already picked up yarrow.
Grab it
That's fine.
anyways.
Yoink! I will pick up the small bundle of yarrow. You don't have to ask me to.
All right. And was the third hour. As we do the fourth hour, go ahead and give me the perception checks again. Or I'm sorry, not perception. Survival.
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 Oh, hey, that one worked.
Hey, look at you. Number 1.
Hey!
Moving up in the
Whoa!
world.
Hey,
Whoa!
there's some.
Felix is really moving up.
Whoa.
By leaps and
Nice.
bounds.
Don't worry, everybody, I got this. I'm still gonna roll a 2 for initiative, but I'm helping when I can.
I can find those plants.
All right. Felix, you find
Yep.
a small patch of golden seal,
Whoa.
and
That sounds important.
a few minutes after that, everybody go ahead and roll initiative. Or I'm sorry, not initiative.
I'm sorry,
Dun.
perception first.
Perception, then initiative.
Aw.
Would you like me to roll with disadvantage because it's dark and I'm scared?
Here's a question. Does having soggy pants
Doesn't
incur
matter.
disadvantage? I was so disappointed. As soon as I hit the button, like to roll the perception check, I saw one of them pop up with a critical, and I'm like, yeah, that's me! And then mine popped up, and I realized I was looking at wit.
Aw, man, that stinks. I'm so sorry you have to live with a 12.
No, it's really terrible, isn't it? What do you care? You can't even see your score anyway.
What?
Your perception is so low, you probably couldn't see the computer screen.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey,
Whoever just said that.
you guys see that log up there? There's kind
I
of
beg
like
your
a
pardon?
leg just hanging out, just sticking leggish,
Is this some kind of like...
probably
Is this
deadish.
some kind of like a log beast?
I mean, I've never seen a log beast wear boots before, nor have I heard
Fashion
of
forward.
such a creature.
Perhaps it's from Fantasy
mean-
Europe. Trendsetter.
Rock, paper, scissors to investigate the leg.
Oh, great.
There could be treasure, so you can put me high up on that list.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, I like that. You're a chunky boy. You can handle
Yeah.
it.
Yep,
Oh, yeah.
that's,
False.
Yeah.
Chunky.
Get a
Thick
weapon.
boy.
Fel's gonna go rock, paper, scissors, shoot. And he pulls out gun, and then he goes over to investigate the log.
Yeah, that sounds. I mean, if did wait, hold on. Do we really want to do
Yeah.
that before I just charge forward, or?
Do we want to kind of investigate it from afar a little? Oh, no, he's already up there.
Yeah. All right. I'll go investigate.
So we're gonna be really and there goes.
It's like a cartoon.
So, who was it? Orsik that's going to look at it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Orsik, you step up around the log, and you find the remains of what appears to have been a half elf lying behind the log. There's multiple like stab and slash wounds across his body, but there's as you've seen before, there's an unusually small amount of blood everywhere for the number of wounds that he's received.
Does it look like they put up a fight?
Go ahead and give me an investigation. So, looking at the ground around behind the log, you can see that leaves are all torn up, and there's scuff marks in the dirt where his feet were digging in, and a little more digging, you actually find a broken off short sword lying under a bush a couple of feet away from the body.
I kind of mentioned to my companions, well, definitely dead. And there appears to be a short sword over there. I don't think that this was done by some beast. And can I just kind of look at those cuts again to see if does it look like he was actually like stabbed with a sword, or is it like rip and tear like a wolverine?
The wounds on his body appear to be similar to those that you've seen caused by the mist creatures.
Oh,
Oh boy.
any other noteworthy items on this person?
There is a small torn backpack lying near the body.
I'd like to pick up the backpack and walk back over to my companions, and then rummage through it to see what.
All right.
Maybe rummage while we walk.
Oh, sure, I can do that.
If that guy was killed by a mist creature, you never know what might be hanging around.
True.
Okay.
I like the
Let
way
me
you
throw
think.
this in the chat here. So inside the bag, you find. There you go. 4 torches, 2 rations, 2 gold, 5 silver, 3 copper, 50 foot of, and a small hourglass filled with what seems to be.
Who's collecting trinkets again? Is that Fal?
Sorry, what was the question?
Who's collecting random trinkets again?
Someone say random trinkets.
I think.
There we go.
All right. Well, Orsik, what he's trying to say is he humbly donates this to the adventuring fund, and he hands over the backpack to Felix since he has, I think, like a bag of holding or the pseudo.
Yes. Just a very
You
large.
got the next
bag.
best thing. Muscles.
He
Yeah.
is the bag of holding.
Let's see.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have an elephant of holding.
Correct.
Hands of holding. Oh my god, I'm gonna make that a thing somehow.
So all the rations and all that stuff, I'm just holding on to all of it but the hourglass.
Yoink.
That's all you.
Cool.
All right. Anything else, or are we continuing on?
I would like to do both. As we continue on, number 1, Orsik, yes, we can see that. Number 2, I would like to determine how long the hourglass takes to empty when flipped.
You can figure that out as we continue on through the next hour.
Boom.
Everybody go ahead and give me your survival checks if you're still looking for herb.
May as well. I'm intrigued by this hourglass and have little attention for anything else. As is Felix, apparently.
Alright, same. Same.
Let me see.
All right. Wit, a little bit more Yara.
More yarrow. Okay.
And Jacob, you figure out that the hourglass seems to be about 15 minutes.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if any of you have an actual watch to tell specifically,
I don't.
or any other sort of timekeeping
I do not.
device. So,
Nah. No fantasy watches for me. No fantasy Fitbit.
Yeah, Orsik just
all right.
stares.
Well,
into the
now
sun.
you do have a timekeeping device, and we have
Woo!
something for Fal Dune to do. Constantly keep the time.
Moving
That's
up.
how he knows.
I mean, a coloring for him, but this works too.
That's how he can write down on his notes how long it is between events.
There you go, as described.
We're in the
Okay.
middle of a battle and the hourglass runs out. It's like, whoa, wait. Turns it over.
As an action.
Can't lose track of time. Very
No.
These 6 seconds may be critically
all right.
important.
And did I say 8 hours or 6 hours? Because I may have walked you guys past
6.
the.
You had previously said 6 while we were in the town, but I'm open to anything.
Okay, so yeah, about an hour ago, you guys found the gravel trail heading south from the main road, and you turned.
Go us.
Go on.
So that's my fault. Let me. Nope. I just want No, don't grab that. Stop.
Sounds like you're talking to my cat.
Wow, I got really far off. There we go. Boom, it's fixed. Now you're traveling south.
Yay.
Brilliant
Meow.
work. I guess we don't need the dead guy or the log anymore.
Bye, dead guy and log.
See ya.
I'll miss you.
Later, dude.
I will not.
All right. And let's see. So, after a few minutes more traveling, up ahead you see a faint shimmering light blue light coming out of the mist.
I'm a little wary of pale blue lights, but considering the fact that it's not fog, I feel like it can't be all bad, right?
Right.
It might be susceptible to being hit with a hammer. Just
That's very
throwing
true.
that out there.
All right. Do you continue approach?
Well,
I want
sure.
to say yes.
I reluctantly say yes.
I feel like Fal would be higher on curiosity and lower on caution.
And then just higher in general.
Yeah, and then just raise each
So-
of those two a little bit higher, if you know what I mean, dude.
So you advance, and after about another 20 feet, you come upon what seems to be a shimmering curtain of light hanging in the air in front of you, and just ever so faintly on the other side of it. Actually, I guess it wouldn't be so faint. So on the other side of it, the fog doesn't appear to have come through this curtain of light, because the inside of it is clear, and maybe 20 yards past the curtain of light, you can see a stone tower stretching multiple stories up into the. It definitely looks like an older tower, and it seems nearly abandoned. Dark windows staring out at the surrounding forest. There's a door on the front of the tower facing you guys, obviously on the other side of the curtain of light.
Whoa. This guy's figured his stuff out.
I think we found our wizard's tower.
It appears so.
The Felix, you appear to be like magically inclined, dude. Is this curtain like dangerous in any
thanks.
way?
I guess it could be, but it would be tough to determine without proper experimentation. I think we should treat it as dangerous, but try to figure out whether or not it is actually dangerous as soon as possible.
Way ahead of you, dude.
Let's do some field science. Shove someone.
I mean, I would start with a more mundane object.
Okay, fine. Something from our packs.
Could
Like
there
a
be like a
rock.
stick on the? Is there a stick on the ground? I feel like there are several objects in my
Sure, we could
backpack
find
which I
one.
would not want to sacrifice.
Yeah, I mean, we found a bunch of plants on the ground. I'm sure we could find a stick or
Yeah,
a
I mean,
rock or something.
I'll say that you have no difficulty finding a small rock and or stick.
Bam, man, we're doing so good.
Hey, look, there's a stick right there.
It's a
Alright.
regular A team.
Felix
Hell yeah.
will throw the stick. Let me rephrase. Attempt to throw the stick beyond the curtain of light, just to see what happens.
All right. So you toss the stick, and it flips end over end. As it passes through the curtain of light, the light kind of shimmers across it, and the stick lands on the inside, seemingly unharmed.
Good news
Well,
is sticks are safe.
That was promising. I'm not gonna lie.
It gives me confidence for other
Oh.
kinds of organic material.
Everybody, go ahead and give me a perception check. Continue discussing.
Yes. Perception.
Woo.
Okay, my greatest skill. Man.
All right. Carry on with your discussion.
That's concerning.
Well,
All right, my vote is rock, paper, scissors, stick a foot in there. Oh, heck, I'll do it.
oh, okay.
That plan crumbled very quickly.
Orsik gives you a thumbs up for initiative.
Oh,
For
thank you.
your
He
initiative.
then turns to Felix and gives him a thumbs down for initiative.
That's fun. Right. Well, I'm not gonna stop you. I mean, we could. Do we want to try a tactic of like calling out to see if someone's in the tower that they could help us out?
I mean,
Well,
I kind
sorry,
of
go ahead.
saw something up in there. It's gone. Never mind. So,
Oh.
rock, paper, scissors. I'll do it. I don't care.
Oh, all right. Be safe.
All right. Commencing big toe test, and I'm just gonna like take my foot, and, shimmy in.
All right. It's a
You
bold
put your left
strategy.
foot in. You take your left foot out.
You
To the
put
left.
your left foot in. You burn your left foot off. You put your right foot in.
So you slowly stick your foot across the curtain of light, and there's a brief like cold sensation, as if someone has rubbed a piece of ice across your skin as your foot slides through the barrier. But otherwise, you feel no resistance or pain or anything.
Okay, foot's still on. I think we're good. And I'm just gonna plant my foot down and step through.
All right, that cold sensation passes over your whole body, giving you a brief shiver. But you are inside the barrier, and you can confirm now that there is indeed no fog inside the barrier.
Guys, there's no fog in here.
That's all Orsik needs, and I just start walking toward.
All right. We'll do the same in a show of solidarity.
I'll bring
All
up
right.
the rear.
So you all come through the barrier with a slight shiver as you pass, and find yourselves on the inside. Before you stands the dilapidated-looking but somehow still standing tower. Is 5 stories? Yes, 5 stories tall, made of crumbling gray stone. There are some dead-looking vines that have kind of crawled up one side, and the windows that you can see all appear to be dark. The door on the front of the tower is closed.
So, do we have a grappling hook or anything? I'm just kind of
Yes.
thinking maybe the best point of action may not be to just like walk through the front door, confront a demon.
Mark, you have no idea how happy you just made Logan by asking if any of us have a grappling hook. I'm not even in the same.
My favorite question.
I'm not even in the same room as him, and I could almost hear him drooling.
Funny you should mention a grappling hook, and I pull out my grappling hook from my backpack.
Awesome. Well, we definitely have 50 feet of rope. Just saying.
Yep, that is certainly true. Here, let me get this for you. And I tie the grappling hook onto the 50 feet of rope.
Awesome.
So, have you just been like super so excited to use that you've been talking about, or does Jacob just...
So every single D&D character I ever make, I make them always 100% of them have 2 things. Number 1's a grappling hook. Number 2 is chalk.
I can see it. The chalk could be really useful in a big, complicated dungeon.
Thank you. That's what I think.
I recall a party going into a complicated dungeon a while ago and getting somewhat turned around and spending some extra time trying to get out. And I think they actually ended up missing something really good. It was when you guys were going through that mountain in the other campaign.
That sounds like us.
All right, I'll take your word for it. I mean, let's be honest. At least I'm not packing like 2 bars of soap with me.
I respect the preparation.
All right. Here, which part of this tower are we aiming for? Is there? Well, also, this might be unrelated, but in addition to this 50 feet of rope we've most recently acquired, I'm also carrying my own 50 foot of rope, just in case,
I also have 50 feet of
Oh
rope.
my God.
And those mountain climbing things, the patins, or how are they supposed to say it? Yeah, 10 of those.
Oh, so we're ready for this guy.
Yeah, we can probably grapple all the way up to the top and then grapple back down without any more rope.
Is that what we want to try to do? Like, should I try to throw the rope or the grappling hook like towards the top, or do we want to try to get it into a window? Actually, follow-up question for the DM. The windows, you said they're black. Are they closed or are they black because it's just there's no light on the other end and they're like cracked?
So there are multiple windows that don't have glass in them, but all of the windows it's just dark inside. Hence,
Gotcha.
So maybe we try like one towards the middle.
think we should try in the middle-ish and one that has no glass on it, because I kind of don't want to break in, a random fellow magic user's window for no good reason.
Yeah, I figured if we were going to do it, we should do it with the element of surprise as long as we can.
Oh yeah, surprise, that's what I was thinking of.
Yes, but
That's a thing.
to cure Felix's or to clear his consciousness of this matter, apparently the magician who summoned the Azer is like long dead. So I'm not sure we have to worry
Oh.
about that. I'm not sure he'll have very
Well,
many strong
then the
opinions
element of
about breaking
surprise
his
then.
window.
That's a
We
fair
probably
point.
shouldn't, just like as a matter of principle. But I'm not sure we have much to
Yeah.
worry about from like a consequence perspective.
Okay. Well,
All
I
right.
still think it'd be easier to shoot for one with no window
Yeah,
in
let's
it.
do it. I agree.
I
okay.
think that sounds good.
All right.
So circling around the tower a little bit, you find a window just off to the side of the tower. There's a window on the second floor with no glass, and around towards the back of the tower, there's a window on the third floor with no.
Higher is better in my opinion, but what do you guys?
I agree.
Let's do it.
God, Fal Dune didn't have like some sort of crazy agreement with
I
that.
set him up perfect, right?
Sorry, I just sent him a message at the same time. I had him distracted.
Ruined.
It's all my fault.
What happened? What am I?
I'm gonna just re-log into my. I'm gonna close my browser and kind of because I'm totally
That's
black
fine.
still.
I got to get a drink anyway, so take a 2-minute break. Everybody.
Huzzah.
All
I need some water anyway.
Water sounds good.
Crap.
So I've been on a thing lately where I've been trying to buy and drink whiskeys made in Indiana, specifically.
I'm
Just
I'm sorry. I wasn't
I live
hearing.
here.
Could you repeat that, please?
Oh, you're fine. I was just saying I've been on a thing lately where I've been trying to buy and drink whiskeys made in
Uh-huh.
Indiana because I live here and local and what. So I have had, let me tell you, some terrible whiskeys, lately, but also some pretty good ones.
Hey, you're learning, right? So that's good.
Right? It's been a
I-
fun journey.
I don't know what happened, but my console shows just errors after errors after errors on Roll20.
Did you like close your browser and like
Yep.
close all your browser windows and open it back up?
Yep.
Huh.
That's not good.
Yeah, I'm
Doesn't
looking
like
at the DOM right now, and it's like all funky.
Reset your
Not
browser
even-
or try a different browser.
Well, I mean, it was working at the beginning of this.
Maybe your computer's got the Rona.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh no.
Should have put a mask on the computer. Wherever the input vent is for the fans. Come on, man.
That's okay. It's already got a subnet mask.
Heyo.
No.
Oh, got him.
Have you changed the map at all from the road that we were on?
Yes, it's very much
Nope.
changed. it looks not only totally different, but also totally improved.
No, it's not changed.
Oh, okay. I'm wondering if that might kind of kick it.
Okay, sure. Let me here. I'll just dump you back here since I'm not ready for you to be on the other. There, kick.
Okay,
Oh.
one moment.
Hang on. Let me roll to kick.
We
Oh, really? Come on. Forgot the. Respectable effort.
And I rolled the duck.
Did that get you anywhere?
Let's see. Yes,
Sorry,
it did. I'm back in town.
Nice.
So whatever
Okay.
that was.
Well, yeah. Give me a sec,
my-
and I'll get you guys moved to the next section of the map.
Woo.
My browser seems to thoroughly disagree with that other map.
I wonder if it's the new dynamic lighting.
Mm.
I don't know how, but
Interesting,
I can
could
see
be.
it. I can understand why those two things would not interact well.
Let me draw a shape.
I
Here.
also don't like the dynamic lighting, but it's just because I don't have dark vision. It's totally unrelated, but still it's there.
I'll switch back to the old dynamic lighting for this next page. Well, I don't know. Let's try it. Let's see what happens.
Yeah,
I can
try it
change
out.
it if we have.
I mean, I was able to see the other map before, at least. It didn't change the lighting. Like, I didn't see any of those orbs or whatever you guys were seeing.
That
don't-
might have been a problem.
I enabled God mode.
Oh hell yeah!
Ah,
Oh,
that's nice.
that's fun.
Quick, where are the dragons located? Just so we can avoid them.
56 north by 86 west.
Okay, let me move you guys to this map. I've got you like stuck on a little cell for right now, so you can't see any. Hopefully.
Haha, I can see all the darkness on this screen. Joke's on you.
About
I think we might have found something.
center towards the bottom.
Because as soon as you did that, I'm back at the loading screen.
Oh, boy.
So it
Let
really
me
does.
try something though before you change anything. Let me try one.
Okay.
Same thing. It's not
Okay.
my ad blocker, and I'm using Chrome. If I don't know if anybody else is having a problem.
I'm
with
using Chrome and I can
I'm
see.
using Chrome too.
Yeah, I use Chrome and I have ad blocker, and it's okay. I mean, things are a little slow, but we had a big network outage where I'm at.
Oh no! Well, now I can't see anything.
Wow.
Dark.
Everyone's
It's like I'm
blind.
playing any of my other characters again.
Hello, darkness.
This is familiar territory.
Hang on.
Yeah, so whatever you did, I can now see a big black screen.
Oh, well, that's
Yeah,
good.
I toggled it to the old version of dynamic lighting, and I've just got to set the characters up now so that everybody's got the right thing. And I'll get yours. Felix gets nothing.
Yay.
Okay, everybody but Felix should be able to see something now, and I will get a torch for.
Yes, I can see.
Woo.
All right. So you're standing outside the tower. Felix now has a torch, so he can see, and the other three of you have dark vision. And I will move you to a section of the map that actually has stuff on it once that is relevant. But for the moment, theater of the mind still, just on a different. So you are around behind the tower, eyeballing that third-story window, I think.
Sounds like us.
All right.
Definitely us.
Okay. So if you're going to attempt to make a throw and get that grappling hook into the third floor window, third floor is going to be pretty tough. It's a 4-pound grappling hook, and you're going to, it's trailing a rope. It's going to be a pretty hefty throw. But I'm going to go with athlete.
Did you guys want me to throw it?
I trust our chonky boy. That's you.
Yeah. I feel like this is sort of your forte.
All right, incoming chonk.
Here you go for it, dude.
Yes. Oh.
Mm.
Yes. Oh.
Window.
With a mighty heave, you hurl the grappling hook at a stunning 6.5 feet into the air. It doesn't quite reach the first floor window before falling to the ground.
That was just a practice.
Warm up. It's a warm up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we gotta stretch a little bit,
Exactly. We've been walking for a while
Yeah, it's an unfamiliar grappling hook. You gotta test it out a couple of times to get used to it.
Yeah, work out all the kinks in that,
All right, second time's a charm.
Oh, Jesus! You chuck it over the building.
It really was
It
a warm
loops
up.
back around.
Got angry at.
Technique.
So, you give the grappling hook a twirl on the rope and wing it up straight through that third floor window. Hang on, this dog. Are you okay? Are you having trouble breathing? What are you doing? Are you just excited? Okay. He kept snuffling behind me, and I couldn't tell what was going on.
Snuffles.
Just
You're
doing
fine.
dog stuff.
Oh,
So jealous.
sad pupper noises.
Sad pupper noises. Give him sad pupper noises, boy.
Yeah.
Ah!
That's the sound of I've come to collect the dog tax.
Yeah, pretty
Just
much.
paying love and scratches.
He knows
Yes.
nothing of boundaries, either personal or property.
Sounds like my dog.
So, you managed to launch that grappling hook straight up through that third floor window, and giving the rope a yank, locks in solid on the window.
Awesome. I'm going to, being the chonker that I am, I'll be the first one to test it. And I'll start to shimmy up the rope. Hopefully, get up to the window.
All right. Go ahead and give me another athletics check to start climbing. Well, not to start climbing, but just to climb entirely.
Sure.
Okay. So you managed to climb up the rope and reach the third floor window.
All right, so I'm still on the outside, right?
Sorry, you broke up there.
I am still on the outside, right?
Yes. So you are still outside on the rope.
All right, I just kind of want to peek in, see if I hear anything, see anything, any lights.
All right. Third floor. So, peeking in the window, you find yourself in a fairly large and what seems to be an almost empty room. There's like some benches and tables pushed up against one wall. There's a door on at the far end with a faint shimmering light behind it, and then another door on a wall kind of to your right.
And
But
are
no
the
one in the
doors
room right
closed?
now. Yes, the doors are.
Okay. I'm gonna turn back to my companions and just kind of like put my finger over my lips to say shush, like we gotta be quiet. And then I'm gonna climb in, and I'll just kind of stand ready to help anybody that decides to climb up with me.
All right, I've got you placed inside. Who's
I'll go last because I fear that I might compromise the integrity of the hook and the rope.
I'll go up next. Woo!
all right? Athletics.
Athletics.
Can tell he's a real athlete.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that what you say when you go do something athletic?
That's what I
going
do.
on a red athletics, and then you're panting
Yay,
like,
sports!
"Woo!"
You're close, but it's actually
So-
more tailored to the activity. So if you're going to throw a football, you have to go football.
Oh, I love it.
So, you manage to scale the side of the tower. You only slip once or twice, but manage to keep your grip, so you don't. Do you hop inside or just hang
I
out on
would
the
like
outside,
to hop
chilling for a while?
inside. Woo!
All right. Scroll up and to the right. You'll find it.
Yeah.
Next.
Guess that's me. I love me
boy.
some athletics. Yeah.
Oh, you too, huh?
hmm
Sneaky snake.
These aren't noodle arms in the least bit. So here we go.
Trivia.
I feel like she's gonna do
Athletics.
cartwheels up the
Ooh.
wall.
So
Oh no.
you begin climbing. You begin climbing the rope, and about 10 feet up, your foot slips on a bit of moss that's on some of the stones, and the sudden loss of that leg's worth of stability causes you to fall. You lose your grip on the rope and fall to the ground with a crash.
Shit.
Take 2 bludgeoning damage from the fall,
Oh boy.
and then Fal Dune and Orsik, give me perception checks.
Who said that? Oh my god.
What's that crashing noise?
What's that? What's that noise of the 6th and 7th metatarsal snapping?
Did I miss yours, Fal Dune?
It's up on my screen. I'm not sure if it's up on anyone else's.
Oh,
there
it
it
just
is.
wow.
Nice.
Oh,
It
Dramatic effect. Dramatic
Alright.
pause.
That's funny. Your metatarsals joke suddenly makes sense.
Ooh.
This is the most dramatic tension I've ever been a
Orsik.
part of.
I thought something happened with my Discord. I was like, wait,
In a
it got real
in a
quiet.
very
Sorry, it takes time to.
yeah, that's fine.
You're good.
In a
You're
very
good.
quiet whisper, Fal will say to Orsik, "Do you hear that like clanking sound? It's coming from over there. And I point towards where the shimmery light door is.
Other door.
From
So,
behind
this one.
the non-shimmery darkness door. It sounds like this. Clang. 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 It sounds pretty serious.
Does it sound like it's coming towards us?
It sounds like it's behind the door, which from what John Dulug told us, if that is the Azer, which I hypothesize that it is, it won't. I assume it can't leave that door. He said it can't leave the tower, and I would go further so as to say it probably cannot leave that room.
I think that's bold, considering that it seems like it has reign of this entire tower.
I'd like that to not be true, though.
But I will take your words of advice. I'll still ready I'm going to ready an action in case something comes barging through the door. If it gets close to me, I want to hit it with my hand.
Right, good thinking.
Just as you finish discussing this, Orsik, you begin to hear the clanking yourself as well, and suddenly the door bursts open. Dynamic lighting layer.
I can't leave the room.
In my defense, it sounded like logical reasoning at the time.
And from behind the door, an incredibly curious creature emerges. I need my battle. All right. A creature that seems to be composed entirely of metal, forged, welded, and riveted together, with multiple jointed limbs creaking and clanking. It marches across the floor. It has 3 arms, each one holding a spear, and it charges across the floor toward.
Oh my. Well, it just got interesting.
Go ahead and do that that held action you had, and
Okay.
then everybody go ahead and roll initiative. Right. And, oh,
Here's the
gotta
question.
turn my light
Do you
on,
think
dark.
Felix is going to get more or less than a 3? Because I'll be honest, I'd give those even odds.
I'll take the under.
I'll say over. I'm an
Hey,
optimist.
over. Yeah, I believe.
Glass
You
half
guys
full.
are... Wow!
Whoa!
Oh my god!
Hey!
Over
All
double.
he needed was some encouragement.
My God.
Broke into the second quartile. Good job.
What a great quartile,
There's a
Jim.
really funny story about a guy who was like super awesome at pole vaulting. What he would do is break the record by like tiny amounts every time, so that he would keep getting the fame and recognition for breaking the record like every month. I feel like
Well, the other thing about that... Hey, I finally beat somebody. The other thing about that was Nike put a bounty on anyone who was able to break the world record, which stood for like a year. So this guy kept cashing in every time he broke his own world record. Even though he could have done it all at once if he really felt like it.
Not a bad business plan.
I mean,
Ah,
right?
that's-
Why give it all
game
away?
in the
Smart.
system, training his body and his
Right?
mind.
Like, yeah, why would I roll a 19 right now when I could roll an 8 the next time?
Here's a question. Do you think you have rolled a 9?
The journey, not the destination.
Do you think you have
man.
gotten a 19 total if we add up all of your initiative scores?
Yes, but because of quantity, not quality.
Just because you've had like 7.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right. So everybody's got a turn order. Wit, you're feeling particularly energetic after your brief fall. Apparently.
Yeah, well, you know, falling on your bum does that to you.
So, as I recall, climb speed is half of move speed. I think that's correct, right?
I think
say
that's
yes.
right, yeah.
Sounds right. Also,
Okay,
yes,
so
okay,
for
well,
those of you outside the tower, if you decide to climb up and join your companion, which I assume you probably heard Orsik slam his hammer into something large and metallic. So whatever you decide to do, if you decide to climb, you can move up to your movement speed. And because we're a third floor window, I'm going to go with the easy math and say that the window. So,
Alright.
with
You
that,
cut out for me. How many feet is it?
sorry, 30 feet.
30 feet. Okay, so yeah, let's start the dramatic climb up. I will spend my turn climbing.
All right, and you can exchange your action to double your movement, and effectively
Oh,
letting
true.
you move up to your movement up the.
Actually, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm being that person saying, well, actually, I can use my cunning action, which is a bonus action, to use dash. And if you allow that, I can get myself up that rope.
My God.
I'll allow it.
I am such a good D&D player, guy.
Rogues, baby.
Took me like 5 sessions to remember I have this, but gosh dang it.
All right, so that'll get you all the way up the rope.
Cool.
Okay. And
Howdy ho, neighbors.
we'll dump you in the room.
Well,
Howdy
hello there.
ho, football
Put you back
fans.
here.
Okay.
So you find yourself in a large, fairly empty room. I did reference some benches earlier that aren't actual maps. So
No.
let me-
I would like to
Fix that.
stack up all 100 benches which exist within the room.
You've got 3, so there's. All right, and will that use your whole turn, or will you still have anything?
That's just a bonus action to use dash with cunning action. So technically I still have an attack. Unless you want to say hopping in the room uses my action.
I'm giving you the hop in the room for free.
Oh, that's nice. Well, heck,
Since
then
you've got
I
so much
will.
hokey pokey experience.
Then I'll whip out a bow and I will try and shoot that monstrosity in front of us.
Do it,
Doing it.
Adrian.
It's also my favorite thing to yell out across the parking lot to embarrass people. Oh, well, I'm doing nothing. I had a very dramatic entrance, okay?
Oh, grabbed the wrong one. All right. So yeah, you fire your bow at the metal monstrosity that has clanked its way across the floor and is prepping attempt to stab Orsik with up to 3 speed. But unfortunately, your arrow just glances off of the metallic skin.
I missed my attack, right? Of opportunity.
Oh, you did. Sorry, I
Okay.
I think I completely forgot to address it, but you did. My apologies.
No, it's cool. I missed it too. I wasn't even thinking.
Got distracted with initiative and then Felix and.
Yeah.
All right, Fal Dune.
All right. Seems like there's only one thing to do in this situation.
If he turns around and runs away.
Turns into a bird, just flies out that window.
Please, wait, you have so little faith in me. Number one, I can't turn into a thing that flies. Which is the only
Oh.
reason that plan is off the table.
You've never seen a bird?
It's just that I'm unable to turn into a thing which has a flying speed.
I think it's the restriction of wild.
Yeah.
Oh,
I hope I've seen a bird at
it's
some point.
been like 2 years since I've been a druid, so I don't remember.
I would, however, like to turn into a something, and that something, shock among shock, I know, is a bear.
Yes.
Oh my God.
All right. I know I've got your bear. I think I left him in the.
I left that bear in my other pockets.
Oh, man.
Burr.
Rawr.
Rawr.
Meh.
I would then like to roar over this way. And, roar this guy with my bear roar.
All right. 16 and a 15. Both of those will connect.
No, it's
Oh,
16
nope,
to
sorry.
hit.
That first one, the attack roll. The
Yeah.
second one. Got it.
Just, it's easier to set up a macro where it just does both at once.
is this a strike with your paws or
with
a
the
bite?
claws. I'm annoyed it doesn't say the name. It's with the claws.
Okay. So you run up and begin slamming this metallic creature around with your paws, and you manage to shatter several joints loose and knock one of its legs askew, and it drops one of its spears. It seems to be pretty impacted
Alright.
by that.
I would then like to roar around to this side of it. Hold on. Q. Oh, roar. Then I'd like to turn around and roar it with my mouth.
That's what you said. Right at it. Unfortunately, it denies your.
Whoops. Ignore that one.
You'll have advantage. Whoa. Well, neither of those attack rolls would have done it. It manages to dodge your bite.
Oh, frowns. Alright.
That it?
That is it.
All right. From out of the doorway behind you, another one of the creatures comes clanking into the room. And let's see. It begins wildly swinging its javelins at you. I'm gonna do all this at once. So that's an 11 to hit, 7 to hit. What the hell? And a nat 20. Well, made up for it.
Darn.
boy.
I mean, yay.
So one of those will hit. And it's a nat 20. So take 9 piercing damage
9 piercing.
as you manage to dodge 2 of the javelins, but the third one slams into your side.
Roar.
All right. Then the second one, which you have just recently bitten, turns and also begins to attack. 7 to hit, 13 to hit, and 10 to hit. What the heck? Wow.
Was that a
Do all
was
those
that a
miss?
13? The 13
Yeah.
hits.
Okay. Take 6 piercing damage.
6 piercing. Roar.
And I think you guys help. That there. All right. Felix.
Alrighty. Just 1 second. I guess I will attempt the climb. And if for lack of any other decent options.
All right. That will be athletic.
Alrighty, and I will also attempt to use my dash action to get all the way up there this turn.
Unfortunately, you make it 5 or 6 feet off the ground before your grip slips and you fall back to the bottom.
Perfect.
We'll say that only uses either your movement or your dash, so you can still make another attempt to at least get
Okay.
part way up.
Sounds good to me. Let's do it.
You make it another couple feet further up and manage to hang on. Let's say you're with the roll and the fall. Let's say you're 10 feet off the ground at the end of this turn.
Alright, I can live with that. And, that's pretty much it for me.
All right, Orsik.
All right, retaliation. I'm going to attack the ugly one in front.
Roar.
All right. You attempt to
I-
slam your maul into the whirling metal mass of spear, and unfortunately, it is able to block the blow with one of its javelins.
Rude. Well, that's all I can do. So I will sit here and stare menacingly at it.
All right. Sending. Whoop. All right. From through the doorway, you see another of the creatures who seems to be armed with a bow, and he fires an arrow through the doorway towards. Well, his buddies are in the way, so the arrow's gonna go to Fal Dune.
Rawr.
That's an 11 to hit.
That... Regrettably, bears are not known for avoiding hits.
Sorry, you broke up there.
That does, in fact, hit. Bears are not
Okay.
known for avoiding
And this
damage.
This one also has multi-attack, so hang on, let me roll the other attack.
Alright.
16, 17, and 9. So I think it's 3 out of 4 hitting.
Correct.
Alright. Take 11 more piercing damage as the robot's arms move incredibly, inhumanly fast, and it launches a storm of arrows through the doorway.
You got it. Rahar.
And another of the creatures comes into the room, bypasses you, and heads for Orsik. Nope. That will be a 15 to hit.
Miss.
And a 10.
Miss.
Alright. Wit, we go to you.
Okay. I'm going to move away from the window. Just kind of zoop. And I will proceed to attempt to shoot the jerk in front of Orsik with my bow. Because that went so well last time.
I believe in you.
Thank you.
You can do it.
If not, you'll get an A for effort. Oh,
I'd like
got
my
you.
A, please.
Oh boy. By that I mean, you cannot do it.
Literally, girl, stop trying.
Roll a 1d6, please. Okay. In this case, that one won't really apply. I've got that one listed as you slip and are off balance, so your enemy gets an attack of opportunity, but it was arranged to test out.
Okay. I mean, I can just sit on the bench, like I slip on. There we go. On the bench now.
Yeah.
I benched myself. I'm gonna just sit down. You guys got this.
All right. Anything else?
No, that's all the mayhem I can cause.
All right. Fal Dune.
All right. Do any of these mechanical abominations look like they're especially damaged?
The one right here between you and Orsik is looking really. The other two look pretty much.
All right. Then in that case, hold on. Let me just see which one of these is. There we go. Okay. Then I'd like to direct a bite at this guy right in front of me.
All right.
Hopefully that works. Hey, it worked. Hey, it didn't work.
The macro worked. It sucked, but it worked.
Boom, a d6.
Roll. Well, this is all.
2.
So, according to the table, your grip slips and you drop your weapon. in a
Oh, my
random direction,
dentures.
which would be your teeth.
Its height is so impenetrable, I chip my tooth on.
Yeah, I'm thinking we're gonna have to modify that one. So you attempt to chomp down on the creature, and instead of tearing into it, you catch a particularly tough bit of the frame, and manage to chip it. take a for the remainder of this encounter. Take a -1 to damage by attack.
Okay. That's easy. I can just change the macro.
And anything else for your turn?
Yes. I am now so cross with this guy that I attempt to hit him with some claws. I'm going to throw some hands. Broosh. What are you doing? Oh, it worked.
Better.
I didn't realize. I
like
didn't
it.
realize when it put that bar there for like a separate post. I didn't realize it had put the attack roll above it.
Yeah, I think it just does that as it scrolls up the screen, so you don't forget who's casting things. But either way, how would you like?
I would just like to pick him up and throw him as far across the room as I can, and it just shatters against the wall.
All right. So you hurl the creature across the room where it slams into the wall, and as it collapses to the ground, it begins to just kind of dissolve into dust.
As a bonus action, this may be up to the DM's discretion. Can a bear, like, flip somebody off? I'm not sure how that would work, but I'm very interested in the concept.
You could. You'd have like 4 distinct claws on the front, so you could leave that second one up.
Perfect. So with my revenge completed, I will end the turn.
All right. The one behind you goes again, lashing out with those javelins. That will be an 18 to hit, a 19 to hit, and a 10 to hit.
2, a 9, and a 10. All those miss.
Sorry, you broke up a little bit. What was that?
A 2, a 9, and a 10. All miss.
It was an 18, a 19. and
Nah, those all still miss. I found like 8 different shields while I threw that guy.
All right. Take 11 piercing damage as 2 of its 3 spear attacks slam into.
Hey, guess who's no longer a bear? In human
Alright,
form,
Uh,
Fal Dune goes, "Rawr!" And yeah, I accept the damage.
all right. With that, we go to Felix, who's 10 feet up the wall outside.
Climbing the rope.
You can do it.
I can. I don't
I
know
have
if I
faith in you.
will, but I can. Is my attempt to move up? Hell yeah!
Oh
That'll do.
yeah!
What's your movement? What's your movement speed?
Just 30.
30. So yeah, if you can, if you use the dash action, you can make it inside, and I think you'd still have like 10 feet of movement.
Okay. I'll at least get all the way up to the top. And then see how I want to use my remaining movement.
Guess I should give you your torch too, or you'll be blind.
Who said that? Where am I?
Top right.
Oh, sweet mamma jamma. Alright.
Welcome.
Hey, this, are we fighting these things? Like, what's the
Rawr.
deal here?
Yeah, evil bad.
Yeah, punch
Okay.
him.
Oh, well, I kinda can't at the moment because I was too busy climbing a rope. But, I am here for moral support. Quickly checks to see if anything I can do as a bonus action. And that answer is no.
Alright.
Alright, I guess, I'll just, like, shimmy myself into this corner and look out for all my homies.
Okay.
And, I already used my action, so I can't ready one. Yep, that's all I got.
All right, Orsik.
Hammer in time, I guess.
I think you're supposed to tell us to stop first. All right. You do slam your hammer into the creature, and manage to dent its metal hide.
All right, then I'm just gonna taunt him with rude gestures, and that'll be my turn.
Admirable. All right. The one in the doorway steps up a little bit closer and fires a couple of arrows into the room at Orsik. I'm going to do all the attack rolls first. That's 11, 21, 17, and 12.
2 hits.
All right. Uh, 10 piercing damage as 2 arrows slam into you with 2 more zipping past to stick into the wall.
You sunk my battleship.
All right. The other one is already here in front of Fal Dune, so begins lashing out with those javelins again. That will be a 17, a 5, and 13.
I think it might be mixed up. I think the one that's going now is the one in front of me. Did
Oh,
the one already
did I
go?
do it wrong?
That was-
Oh, yep, you're right. Okay, so those would have been directed at you. So 17, 5, and 13.
1 hit.
Okay. 3 piercing damage.
All right.
And with that, we go to Wit.
I'm gonna try and now once again hit the one in front of Orsik with a bow.
You've got this.
At this point it's just personal.
There's only one way to go from here. And you've done it.
Haha!
How would you like to do it?
Does it have like an eye or anything? It just kind of.
Yes, I guess I could have described it better. There is one large eye on each of the 3 vertical faces of its body.
Well, whatever ugly eye is giving me the evil eye, I'm just gonna put my arrow right through it.
You slam an arrow into it, and it collapses to the floor with a loud clanking and crashing noise and begins to dissolve.
Hell yeah!
Anything else?
No, that's really all I can do.
Pretty cathartic. It's pretty.
Yeah. I'm happy. I'm pleased.
All right, Fal Dune.
All right. This is kind of a pisser. Seeing as, I'll be fully honest here, I was hoping that bear thing would last me a little bit longer. Let's see what I got. I cannot get over the fact that these check marks are blue now. Oh, hold on.
Which check?
If you go to the spellbook tab of the character sheet, there's a bunch of check marks for things like show the info block, show the description, show what happens at higher levels, and so on. It used to just be a gray box when it was checked, now it's blue. And the color is really throwing me off.
It's still gray on mine.
No. Maybe that's the sacrifice you had to make for us, and I just want to say, I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I really wish I could organize the spell book by which ones were prepared. But never mind that. Let's go with an oldie but goodie. You know what? Let's not do that. I'll just take my spear and I'll poke this guy right in front of me. Forget spells. Who needs them? One-handed spear. Really long windup. Hey.
All right. You slam your spear into the creature, managing to dodge its attempts to deflect the attack, and manage to pierce slightly into its metal hide. A noxious, thick, black substance leaks out.
Haha. Overwhelming victory. I'll stay here in front of it so it can't get past me to go to my friends. And I'll end the turn there.
That was actually a pretty overwhelming victory. That's a lot of damage for you.
For a melee attack, it absolutely is.
Right? All right. It's now the creature's turn, and it continues to press the attack, whirling those spears at you. 19, 18 and 12.
Let me see. The 19 and the 18 hit. The 12 does not.
All right. Take 8 piercing damage
8 piercing.
as 2 of its 3 spear attack slam into you.
Alright.
Felix.
Oh, whoa, hey, me? I can't see a whole lot from my current position, so I'm going to creep up slowly. Also, I don't really have control of the torch.
Working on that.
Alrighty.
There you go.
Ah, perfect. Thank you. Let's see, what kind of help can we enact here? This is 20 feet.
And
oh, hey,
As an option, I would give you, you could throw the torch if that's something you ever wanted to do. We'd just
okay.
come up with like a little athletics roll or something to pick a distance.
Noted. Right now I'm good, but I do see this creature here, and he's gotta go down. So allow me to cast a Chaos Bolt as soon as I figure that out. Shabam! Look at this. Man.
All right. You slam a chaos bolt towards the clanking metallic creature who's now leaking all over the floor, but unfortunately, it manages to dodge the attack.
Alrighty. And that's kinda all I got. So I'm done.
All right. Orsik.
Hooray! All right, I'm gonna run up to this guy that's been poking Fal Dune, and I am going to smack. Oh, goody!
That I think will definitely do it. How would you like to do it? And go ahead and add some flavor.
I'm just gonna run from across the room, leap into the air, and come crashing down so hard to turn this metal object into pop.
All right. You slam the creature to the ground, and it just kind of disintegrates into 20 or 30 pieces, which immediately begin melting away.
And I actually get a free bonus action because I killed that thing. To attack again, so I'm gonna just trot my dwarf butt right up here and attack this guy.
All right. You swing your maul at the remaining creature, but it manages to step back out of the. Also,
right.
I'd like to say that my internet cut just perfectly so that I could hear you say free bonus dwarf butt.
Nice.
So I'm glad you didn't have to pay for it.
I appreciate it. It was worth it.
Let's see. The creature sees you coming and attempts to get back out of the way. Go ahead and take an attack of opportunity. All right. Unfortunately, you miss with the attack of opportunity, and it continues retreating to the far corner of the room, and then begins firing that absolute flurry of arrows at you. 12 to hit, a 19 to hit, a 17 to hit, and a 14. 12, 14, 17, 19.
Two hit.
All right. Uh, 12 piercing damage as 2 of the 4 arrows slam into you. And
I'm going to put away my longbow and pull out my rapier and just run up here. There's the jerk. And that is all my movement. I'm not gonna dash. I'll get him next time.
sorry, I think you might have broken up there. What was it?
Oh, it's good. I think it's my network. I now regret putting away my rapier because I realized I could shoot him. And I mean, I can't talk tonight. I'm sorry, guys.
I feel you. Talk
It's
is
okay.
hard.
My mind just was like, what?
Words aren't as easy as people think.
You'll
They
get no
really are.
judgment here.
Agreed. Totally.
Yeah, I can
This is-
shoot the jerk. I'm gonna shoot the jerk.
Shoot him.
Good for you.
This is a safe
I'm so
space for
proud.
everybody but except the
Woo!
monster.
Yeah, well,
All right, that will connect. You manage to slam an arrow through a thinner section of its metal skin, and it staggers briefly.
heck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yerk.
I'd give you a dwarven high five, but it would be more like a high knee.
Just a good old knee pat there.
For you, it's a low 5, but for him, it's a high. All right, Fal Dune.
Aha, yes. I heard you the whole time as your internet connection is definitely not absolutely taking the shit all over itself.
Right? Yeah, it's been doing that all.
I'm gonna boogie into this doorway. See something over there. Boy howdy, is that a thing. Holy shit. Is that what we've been fighting the whole time? See,
That's a slightly different variation on it, but
does it appear to be hostile?
I mean, it did just launch 4 arrows at
Well,
Orsik.
does it appear to be on fire? Yet.
Nope, not yet. All right, I don't have your bonfire handy. Well, I'm not gonna buy, but I can find it. There you go.
Haha.
All right, and any creature in its space when you cast a spell must dexterity saving throw. All right, dex save. That is a 7.
Boosh.
Whop 7. All right, 6 fire damage. There you hear hissing and popping as several rivets burst. A small leak from where the arrow of wit has pierced the creature ignites into flames, but the creature seems largely undeterred by them. Deterred. That's the
Fal doesn't notice that. He just sees that fire is around the mechanical dude. So he'll go, hey, take that! And, like, marginally cower behind this table. And end the turn.
All right. Felix.
Seems to be a lot of action happening this way. So I'll mosey my way on over there. And I can't really see a whole lot. So
If you want to step past one of your companions, as long as they're willing, you're able to pass through their sword.
I don't know how good of an idea that is.
I just wanted to make sure you knew.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, you're good.
You're fine.
Oh, you know what? There's bonfire.
Ha!
Is this where all the stuff's taking place?
Yes.
Oh, sweet mother of God. Nothing's still alive.
It probably looks extra menacing because of the bonfire.
Oh wow, I didn't realize we were fighting flaming enemies. That's,
Don't- They are still pretty menacing, though. I mean, it's
whoa.
they look kind of ugly. I'm not gonna lie.
Uh,
I wouldn't want to see one.
Let's try, well, I don't really want to cast Ray of Frost because I don't want to cool it off.
Nah, heat shock it.
Oh, but then I won't be able to see it either. You know what, I'm gonna stick with what didn't work the first time, redeem myself with the good old Chaos Bolt. There we go, take that. Redemption feels sweet.
By the way, is Chaos Bolt a first level spell?
It is.
You know what happens when you cast first level spells.
What a rousing success. I'm not going ones all around, but that trips my
All right, that's
Alright.
amazing.
That's
so
something.
we're using the net Librum for this, right?
I believe so. I can drop a link if you want. I just have to find it.
I got it.
Please.
Alrighty.
I've had the net Librum saved on my D&D spreadsheets for several years now.
Alrighty.
All right. Everybody hold your breath, and I will remind everyone that I reserve the right to make you re-roll if we hit something that is either like ludicrously inappropriate or game and
That works for
I can
me.
accept this.
Would you
so
like like me to
I'm
roll,
good with that too.
or do you want to roll?
you go ahead and roll a 1d 10,000. And everybody else imagine that
Wow.
dice in your head, what it looks like.
Wow, that's
Giant.
low.
It's basically like a beach ball-sized golf ball. Or alternatively, it's just 4d10s.
Right. Well, but you couldn't really do 4d10. Well, I guess you could
I
have
make
you
it
counted the 10s as zeros.
Well, we
Yeah.
normally our house rule is if all of them come up zeros, that means it's the maximum score. So the list would start at 1 and then end at 10,000.
No. For me, the list starts at 0 and goes all the way up to 9999. Is how I personally would handle it. But
The problem with doing like 10d10 is you could never roll 1 or 2 or 3 or 4.
No,
Like
no.
a minimum roll would
What
be.
I assume we would do is, since Logan and I have large
Oh, I
amounts of
see.
dice, we would like color coordinate it. So it'd be like the white one, that's the ones column. The blue one, that's the tens column, and so on.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, like,
okay.
you'd get a lot of them around 5. Well, holy shit! To do enough d10s to get up to 10,000 would be... What would that be? 1,000 d10?
I think it would be
100. Yeah, 1000 d10s. Be a lot.
I'm glad we're not doing this
We'd
game
get
in
a lot of 5,000.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, what do we have? 45 minutes? That may not be enough time to roll on the net Librum of magical effects.
All right. So I guess everyone's probably gonna. You're all in combat.
Everyone go ahead and roll
Everyone's
perception.
gonna notice this. Right?
To determine how
Yeah. Actually, that's a great idea. Go ahead and roll
to
that.
determine how
perception
much
for
you
me
know
while I
you're
send it.
boned. Or helped.
Do I need to roll perception as well?
Nah, you'll know.
Over good.
You'll
don't
know.
Need perception.
Orsik is prepared as heck.
Hell yeah!
Awesome.
Logan, I'm
Alright.
glad your failure could pave the way for our success.
No problem. I rolled 3 absolute minimum rolls and then somehow rolled into triple digits.
Is that also in the lowest
Hmm.
1%? No, it wouldn't.
And I guess you know what? Here's what we're gonna do because there's only one person who didn't get. Wit,
Hey.
we love you, but just a sec. Just hold on for me here.
Alright.
So all of you are the ones that are still in the room are the ones that would be able to figure this out. But as soon as Felix attempts to cast that spell, ants begin crawling out of his eyes.
Oh my god.
Delicious.
So Wit won't have seen that yet. And obviously, Logan, you wouldn't even need to see it.
Well, the funny part is I really can't see it that well, but I sort of get the implication of what's going on.
All right, I'm gonna bring Wit back.
Do it.
Alright, cool.
All right, nobody tell Wit what we said about her. I'm gonna bring her
Okay.
back.
Oh,
Alrighty.
rude.
So, the Chaos Bolt, and you know, this almost seems unfair, but can you roll a 1d6?
Sure. I aim to please.
So what do you drop in this case? Because I have a pretty good suggestion.
I am so concerned.
The torch. It's the torch, I guess. He's carrying a torch. So, let's see. It'll be You drop your torch and it falls on the other side of this table as you're trying to create the what is it? What's the word for the movements of the spell? It's not
Somatic component.
It is somatic. Okay.
Yep.
As you're trying to create the somatic motions for the spell, you fumble the torch. It
Yep.
falls on the far side of the table. There's a brief spark, but the spell itself doesn't work. And those of you that saw things see the things, and those of you that feel things feel the things. And everything's
All right.
normal. Wait, don't worry about it.
I just feel suspicious.
No.
All right. Well, let's see.
And yeah, however you would react, like just feel free.
Well, all right. I'm trying to figure this out. Ah, perfect. So, with my remaining 10 feet of movement, I move at the 1 o'clock position on a clock, and I just sort of sprint in that direction, screaming and flailing my hands around my face. Probably gets me to around here, assuming Orsik is willing to move out of my way a little bit.
Yes, I am.
All right, that's my turn.
All right. So, Felix attempts to cast a spell. There's a little bit of commotion, and then he runs off screaming. And we go to Orsik.
I mean, that's just Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing unusual yet.
Oh my god. In seeing all that just went down.
And obviously, like, you're not forbidden from speaking about it. Just
I know, I just- but-
the reveal has to be in character.
Speaking about it is not high up on my list of priorities at the moment.
Well, and that was directed at anybody that knows what's going on. God,
Oh, okay.
I feel so exclusionist. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's fine.
Yeah, and seeing that, Orsik's gonna be like, good god, man. And then just run away from
What happened?
it. And charge into this room, continue attacking.
Let's see, Felix's situation or the creature?
I
Easy
only know-
choice.
I'm only good at one thing, okay?
You don't want him attempting to solve your problem with his problem solving.
Correct. That is very true. I bash Felix with my hammer. No.
God, I'm dying here. Okay, you swing your hammer and manage to slam into the flaming creature. It collapses to its knees, but is still.
All right. Well, that's all I can do. So I'll end my turn.
All right. The creature pinned in the corner flails wildly with its fists. It's gonna be a 7 and a 9. That's not getting anywhere against you. I don't.
Nope.
Wit, can you give me a perception check with advantage?
Sure.
As Wit's doing that, Felix is going, my eyes! Like that guy from SpongeBob, the movie.
This is normal, right?
So, now that you've had a moment to take another look, there appear to be ants streaming out of Felix's eye.
Oh, frick that! I'm out!
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Nope. Bye. That's awful.
It's pretty not great, I'll be honest.
It's pretty terrible. I'm gonna be real with you.
Yep. Correct.
You glad you didn't have to find out till later?
Man, I wish I had that luxury.
I'm so glad I'm not in magic class right now. It's just like, woo! Alright, despite that horror, I'm still gonna try and shoot that one guy with a bow, and we'll figure out Felix's issue in a...
Cool, thanks.
Well, I missed because you're just horrifying,
Yep.
and I can't.
No, I get it. Trust me, I feel you.
Yep, unfortunately your arrow goes past the creature and slams into the...
It's fine.
Anything else?
No, that's all I can do right now.
Fal Dune. Also, Felix, you are in the dark now, by the way.
Yep. Sure am.
Fal Dune's gonna go, whoa! As he sees Felix with ants streaming out of his eyeballs. He's going, seeing that Orsik and Wit may have the situation in hand. Fal is going to, like, get as far towards Felix as he can. And, I guess, wink out the first bonfire and create another one or something.
Okay, so you're just recreating the same bonfire in the
yes.
same place.
But, like, far more importantly, I'm trying to observe the phenomena of wild animals pouring out of Felix.
Okay. Felix, it is now your
Yeah.
turn.
Hold on.
Great.
I just cast bonfire. Does the homie have to make a saving throw?
Oh, that's right. Sorry, I'm just completely
That's
ignoring
fine.
you. I'm too distracted by the ants coming out of Felix's
Me
side.
too, oddly
So is
enough.
Fal Dune.
All right, that was a 10, so he's gonna take damage. How would
Ew.
you like to do it?
I don't care. I don't even see it. It's like, cool guys don't look at explosions. I don't even notice.
Really don't even give a shit.
All right,
Way
cast
more
the
important
fire
things
and
to do
walk
with it.
away.
I assume it's like a poof kind of thing, maybe. I don't know.
All right, so the creature just kind of burns quickly, turning to ash and dust, and the field of battle is. Felix still has ants coming out of his eyes, though.
Could someone give me my water skin?
Dude, here you go. I hand him my water skin.
Thank you. I uncork it and start trying to wash the ants out of my eyeballs.
So hang on, let me get a dice here. Let's see.
Yep.
How bad are the ants in Felix's eyeball?
Incoming
they-
nat 20.
Right. You keep pouring water on your eyes, and they keep coming out. An illogically large number of ants that there's just no way they could physically have all fit in there.
Okay.
After a few minutes of washing at your eyes, the tide of ants slows somewhat. There is pretty much an ant colony worth of ants, crawling around on the ground around you now and on your clothes.
I see the amount of ants
But,
reducing, and I go, "Oh man, they're going down!" And I attempt to like scoop up several of the ants on the ground and hold them close to my face.
What the fuck?
The ants don't seem interested in your face.
I'm very disappointed, but make no move to wipe the ants off of myself.
All right.
So the tide of ants has slowed to just the occasional straggler now.
This sucks.
Okay. I can live with this.
I can live with this.
This is fine.
I mean, my situation has at least improved.
It can't. I mean, it's definitely improved. You no longer have ants pouring out of your eyes. Yeah, Elizabeth says don't say it can't get because that's not true.
Yeah. Hey, Felix,
I guess
how many
so.
fingers am I holding on?
My eyes are technically open, and I'm technically looking at him, but I've got like the 1,000-yard stare going on. 5.
Good enough.
All right.
I mean, at least you picked a number.
Please tell me those ants aren't still here.
No, I mean they're like
And I look down at the
they're
colony.
like around your feet, but they've stopped coming out of your eyes. Unfortunately, I know I'm disappointed too.
Fuck, John. And I do my best to jump all the way over here into the light where I can see, because I'm currently in the darkness and very scared.
Dude, Felix, could you
Right
like
here.
teach someone how to do that? Like, for example, me, how to do that?
Wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
I know, because like it's so great, right?
I love
Oh,
Fal Dune's just zest for.
I can try, but no
All
promises.
right, I appreciate you working on that, dude. Oh, holy shit! And I put out the bonfire
Yep.
before it burns the tower down.
Jesus Christ. All right. Well, I'd like to never discuss that again ever for the rest of my life.
I make no promises.
What happens
I
in
mean-
the tower stays in the tower.
Yep, I'm in full agreement of that.
Yeah. And I appreciate everyone for being so understanding in these difficult times. Oops.
So now that you've beaten
Almost
the
died.
creatures and you've had a few chances, or you've had a chance to kind of take a look around and take a breath. Looking around the tower, the place seems to be mostly intact, like structurally at least, but it's almost well. Everybody, go ahead and give me a perception check, and we'll see what level of detail I give.
Perception. My highest of stats.
Felix, you have disadvantage, by the way.
Oh, that's fine. Wow, I still rolled higher than I would have thought.
All right. So everybody but Wit, basically, you notice that looking around the room, the place almost seems to have been stripped for parts. There's furniture, but a lot of it's been dismantled. Fixtures and hardware that have been torn off the walls and doors. A lot of the floorboards are actually rattling. Seem to be missing nails. Doors that only have one hinge where they should have had three. The whole place kind of creaks and groans with every step. It's something. It almost seems as if something has been stripping the place for materials.
I feel like this place almost looks like it's being stripped of materials for something.
Hmm.
Do we think, that's how... And every now and then I'm glancing back over at the pile of ants and, like, sidestepping away from them. Do we think, that's how the robots have gotten so fancy? That's my leading hypothesis.
Sound smart?
Oh, hey, thanks.
So,
Alright.
looking around the room that you're currently in, there are a couple of tables with some stuff on top of them, as well as, and the map doesn't show this very well, but there is a door in the south wall, and then a door in this corner as well.
You said that there is stuff on the tables?
Yes, there are some containers on the tables here.
What kind of containers?
So, on the table against the wall, there is a what looks like a small wooden box, and on the table over by the door that you guys came in, there's a glass jar full of some powdery-looking substance.
I'm gonna like exclaim into my party, guys, look, loot. And I'll try to open up the box. I think you said I was standing next to the box.
Yeah. So opening up the box, you find that it's full of small metal parts, like probably a lot of the stuff that seems like it's been stripped from the rest of the building, nails and screws, bits and pieces like.
Orsik visibly frowns and walks.
Alright. I'm still just trying to stay away from the ants. My concentration's kind of shot at the moment.
Anybody else looking at anything else? Have any ideas where to go?
I'm very interested in this pile of ants, but perhaps, hey dudes, there's the door over there that's glowing. We could check that out. Over on this side of this room.
There's a glow.
So it's a doorway. It seems to shimmer and glow, kind of like the force field outside did.
Yeah, it's like a force field. Perhaps like the wall of force which we encountered outside.
This one down here, yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Alright,
This
yes.
map and the dynamic lighting don't get along super great.
Oh, that's fine.
Alright, Orsik does what Orsik is best at. Well, actually, first. Is everybody good? Everybody ready?
Sure.
We're getting away from the ants, so this is top notch.
Alright. I open the door.
Well, again, and this is a doorway with just that shimmering light across it. But as you attempt to step through it, instead of passing through it like you did outside, you just stop solid against it, and you cannot press through any further. However, you can look through the doorway.
I would love that.
So from your vantage point, you can kind of look through the door, and inside, you see a large crystal floating over a small pool of some kind of liquid. And the crystal's turning slowly where it floats in the air and emitting a blue light.
Hmm. Yeah, so I just like walked into like a sliding glass door, and I'm kind of stunned and a little angry. I'm gonna try to kick it. What happens when I kick it?
All right, give me an unarmed attack.
What is that?
Or yeah, just give me strength. That's fine. It's easier than an attack. Pretty good.
I guess it's
all
all
right.
right.
So you slam your foot into the barrier, but the barrier does not move at all. It is completely solid and rigid. And so instead of pushing the barrier back, you manage to push yourself back and possibly bruise your heel. Take 2 points of bludgeoning.
At least I didn't break any toes.
Oh, that's good.
Bonus.
That's solid.
Cool. So not through the nice glowy door.
Orsik agrees.
Yep. I'll have to go back past the ants, aren't I?
I mean,
Yeah, watch your step,
yeah.
or rather, watch your eyes.
I'm sticking to this wall.
I'm gonna, if I remember correctly, you said there was a door on this east, right here.
Yes, there is one there.
Okay,
I
I'm gonna
think.
try that
Hang
one
on. Oh, look, it's perfect.
Beautiful. Why?
Oh, this is fun. That was an earth. And now shut up! An earthquake's happening right now. This is exciting.
All right,
Wondered
so
what
you're
that
opening
was.
that. You're opening that door.
I don't know if Felix could see it or Jacob, but there's now a swarm of ants where they should be.
Oh, I see them now. Sorry, I was
Yeah,
distracted.
we were distracted by the earthquake, which just rocked Southern California.
Oh,
Correct.
there was actually
really?
an earthquake. You're not just
No,
shitting.
like
No?
it's. I can't tell if we're in the aftershocks of it right now or if I'm just a nervous Nelly.
No, we're good.
But yeah, that just happened.
I'm not
Shit.
feeling anything else. Yeah, my walls started rattling, and I'm like, "What's going on? Who's Oh, that's right."
Ironically, this is the clearest both of you have been all night.
It's like when you
That's pretty
shake a
funny.
TV and
But-
the signal becomes
yeah.
stronger. Thanks, Mother Earth.
Yeah, I owe you one.
So sorry, carry on.
Well, craziness.
Yeah, there you go.
Spooky.
Very spooky.
Spooky.
Well,
It's
if you have to-
2020, so I guess nothing's really out of the question. Is it?
Yeah,
No, I
I
was just-
mean,
I
Not
would-
anymore.
You said it's 2020, and I was just thinking, oh, great. This, California is probably actually going to split off and float out into the ocean. Actually, that's probably what just.
Deuces.
yeah, maybe.
No, it was supposed to be Florida.
Why couldn't it have been Florida?
You've got another few minutes before the internet cable snaps to, stretches too far and snaps. So we got to get this game
Yeah.
over.
The one internet cable.
Yeah, just the one.
Just
One
one.
piece of cat fine.
It's one cable.
So Orsik, you open the door and you find a narrow spiral staircase, heading both down and up.
Ah. Do I see any light sources or hear anything from either direction?
Give me a perception check. Listening carefully at the staircase, you think you hear a noise briefly from downstairs, but it is not repeated.
What do you guys think? Should we go up, down, or should we stay on this floor?
I'm a fan of going up personally, before we go down?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
go
let's
up.
do it.
Alrighty.
I mean, we
Up
skipped
we go.
like
Oh,
to the third floor already.
yeah. I feel like this should go without saying, but I'm gonna grab my rope and my grappling hook and put it away.
Smart.
Got
Thank
it.
you. I try.
Excellent.
Just
And
in case we need to
then-
make a quick escape.
Are you guys
Yeah.
leaving this door closed here?
Up to you guys.
Do you mean? Hold on. Sorry. Do you mean this door right here?
No.
Nope. Sorry, this one.
Oh.
It means
I just wanted to point it out. Like, I'm not trying to force your hand either way, but with the dynamic lighting in this map, I just wanted to make sure that you
Ah.
remembered it was.
I did not remember it was there. I'm willing to
Sneaky
say, you know what? Let's open that door right now, just to like cover all our bases. Don't want to like leave it
Yeah.
there, and it turns out this is where like the guy's open safe was,
with
or
treasure.
just like the still beating
Okay,
heart of an
one
Azer.
down.
You know, like ideally.
I agree.
alright. I like it.
Say no more. You had me at treasure.
All right. You open the door and find that it leads into a laboratory of sorts. There's a small number of shelves with a couple of books on them on the walls, a table in the middle of the room with stuff on it, and a workbench along the far wall with more stuff.
More stuff.
My gosh.
Whoa, laboratory. Don't suppose you'd have any pixie blood in here, huh?
Sounds like where you'd keep it. Oh boy.
Any health potions just laying around, maybe?
Go ahead and give me
You're
investigations
thinking
to search.
small.
How about
Yes.
how
Let's
about
search
some
the heck
ant
out of it.
poison?
Don't put those on your. Just don't put that
I
in
need
your eyes.
insecticide.
I'm imagining him buying those like gel bait traps.
Yeah.
Like tear the top off and squeeze the gel onto your.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's like from SpongeBob where Patrick rips the lemon in half and shoves each half into his eye.
No joke. So
God, I love that
my
show.
cousin married a guy from Senegal, and he moved here
Uh-huh.
to the States. And for a while, he worked at a Red Lobster. And one night at Red Lobster, he got something in his eye. And to this day, he still cannot explain or describe why he did this. But he squeezed lemon juice in his eye to try to make his eye
What?
feel.
Is
What?
that is that a human being who did that?
Are you sure he was? His name wasn't like Smith, comma John or something,
Are you
right?
sure his name wasn't
100% real
Lemon
name.
McCitrus? Like,
Like he has never been able to explain why he thought it would help, but he did it, and it did not help.
wow! Oh my god! Color me shocked.
I'm shocked. I
So,
am
anyway.
blown away.
With that fun aside, question: would you rather have lemon in your eye or ant?
I'd rather
Lemon.
rather
all day,
gouge
every
my
day.
eyes out.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I'd rather have no eyeballs.
I'd rather be blind forever. I'm already most of the way there.
Next honor around the face ever.
All right. So with your investigation rolls, let's see. I got a bunch of stuff to sort through here. So you begin ransacking the lab because let's face it, that's what this is.
Damn right.
I'm
You do.
investigating the lab
Yeah.
violently.
Shocked.
Violent investigations. Oh, let's see. Let me add stuff here.
Oh boy.
Small hardware.
Nuts and bolts and screws and stuff.
It's just funny.
The iron dust could be used as some good pocket sand.
I thought for sure you were going to say it could be used for good pot. I'm like, okay, we could calm that down maybe.
I mean, you're not wrong though.
I mean, you
Orsik
could.
could probably get messed up on some iron shavings, though. Let's be real.
Right. That's his pot right there.
Messed up. All right.
Well, that all seems cool. I don't know, Fal Dune, do you need that potion of healing? I know that thing shot you a lot.
Nah. Luckily, it was mostly while I was still a bear, which, while being cooler, it also means it didn't hurt this far less radical form. So, I'm good. You can take it if you want it.
Anybody else want it? Up for
No,
grabs?
go ahead.
Oh, I'm fine.
All right, I'm going to take that potion of healing. That seems very old, and I'm just going to
Sure.
pop the top and use and hope I
Musty
don't regret it.
YOLO.
All right. A normal potion of healing is what? 2d4 plus 2?
Yeah.
I believe that's
Okay.
the
This
case.
one's
Oh,
only
that.
2d4 plus 1.
Whoa.
It's a little bit-
Oh,
It's that
musty.
old shit. Age is like milk.
Oh!
Ouch. I feel
That's
that.
the Ray
Oh.
Burgundy
I
potion
feel
of
that
healing
in my
right there.
bones.
That is definitely milk in there, not a potion.
Well,
It's like the off-brand potion of healing.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Payless brand or whatever.
the Wish.com
Sam's choice.
healing potions.
Oh my god, ants in my eyes, Johnson. Like, what is that from?
I would guess
That's
Rick and Morty.
I've never watched that show. I need.
It appears to be the art style of Rick and Morty.
But it does
I think it's
say
when
ants,
we're
Rick and
watching-
Morty ants in my eyes in the so.
Yeah. Honestly, I just typed in ants and eyes, and it came up.
Ugh.
I'm worried that the human race has
Yeah, I took a
examples of that.
Pretty much. All right. So, does anybody have anything else in this room?
I think I'm good.
What is this? Just like a workbench here on this
That's a bookshelf.
Ah,
And I guess I should have given you the names of some books if you flipped through the bookshelf.
I'm willing to look at some titles.
I'm willing to invest.
I'm sorry, you. Both of you broke up. Sorry.
I said I'm willing to look at some titles.
I'm willing to go look at some ants while he investigates titles.
All right.
You and those ants, man.
Dude, that's a good name, Ants Man. It's like, just call me Paul Rudd, my secret identity.
So, Felix, as you look at the books, you can definitely sense a magical aura about them that makes you. Some of them make you vaguely uneasy, but the books have titles such as. To type these out here.
Oh boy.
Grary's Folio of Blood, the Librum of Asnal, the Enetos Shards, and the Elemental Incunabulum. Didn't even know that was a word. Of Olympies.
As morbid as it sounds, I think Grarius Folio's Folio of Blood might have some useful information.
All right.
I'll thumb through that one as we walk.
So you pull it off of the shelf, and it's the book is bound in a leather, but you cannot tell what sort of creature the leather came from. It's strange, monstrous hide. And as you flip through the pages, yep, I like it, Wit. As you flip through the pages, you notice that the lettering seems to be red wax, but it's in a script that you can't recognize. something about it kind of tickles your mind, not quite, as if you can almost see what it means sometimes or sense some meaning to the letters.
Interesting. All right. Well, that's not great. The fact that I can't read it. However, I will still hold on to it because this seems like it could give us a lead on some fairy blood at some point. So I will pocket that. And I'll make a note of the other titles of the other books, but I will not take them with me.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
What is going to this other side of the room? Oops. Left my torch behind. What's this thing right here? Is this just like a cabinet?
Yeah, that's just a cabinet, and I kind of
Okay.
factored that
Yeah,
into
right.
the
Okay.
looting roll from earlier.
All right. Then I'm good from in here.
Sweet.
I think I'm also good. Can't think of anything.
Nice.
Onwards and upwards, literally.
No, I do have to be that person who has to get up early in the
How
morning.
lame.
Yeah, I know.
That's fine. I can
Yeah,
live
I
with
was
that.
just gonna say, since we were stopping, since we were at the end of a floor, basically, that now would probably be a
Yeah.
good time to.
Good as time as any.
Yep.
Yeah, that
So-
was cool.
Nice work. We've got some creatures to kill. We've got multiple directions to go, mysteries to solve. Good work.
Yeah.
Ants to
Yeah.
stomp.
Ants to
Ants and
collect.
eyes.
Ants.
I'll toss out there, Felix, that occasionally another straggler comes crawling out of your eyes, but it's pretty rare. Just
Cool.
once every couple of minutes.
Awesome. Yeah, that's super rare. I'm glad they're so infrequent.
I'm just glad the first roll in the Net Librum was something A, not game breaking, and B, actually kind of approachable or
Yeah. It was
you
interesting.
could actually implement, not something crazy.
Yeah, it wasn't like the nearest duke has a heart attack.
Right?
Like, who gives a shit?
There are dukes?
Whatever. There's some weird
Some
stuff in
very
the Net
funny
Librum.
things.
Yeah, I remember
feel
one
like-
was like the nearest ruler's throne room is suddenly full of cheese.
Full of cheese. Yeah, that's it.
Cheese for everyone. I mean, if you're Sheogorath, that would be like the best
It
thing.
would be the best thing if you were just a civilian. Imagine you now have all the cheese you could ever want and more.
A civilian.
I would love one of my rooms just to be like poof cheese.
The smell would
Hell
be
yeah.
wonderful, I'm sure.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
I was just going to mention the smell.
It's really warm in my house right now, so that'd actually be miserable.
Same.
Dude, what do you think is market value for, well, what's a room sized block of cheese? I would assume a room is like at least 20 feet by 20 feet by 10.
Oh,
It
a
would depend on-
throne room
Nah,
is way bigger than
not
that.
even that. Like, we're in the real world, the room
Oh, I
I'm
see.
in right now, I'd say it's about at least 20 feet by 15
Oh.
feet by 10. That's so many
Yeah.
cubic feet of cheese. I would now be rich by proxy.
That's by
Duke
proxy.
Parmesan would come to my
Ironically-
house and be like, I would like to buy all of this cheese. I'm sure that's how that would happen.
Ironically, I was
Yeah.
just looking yesterday at the prices of large amounts of cheese. Because
Wow, that's convenient.
right? It really is. Because we were watching a cooking show, and one of the things they did was like pasta served in a cheese wheel that had been hollowed out to be a bowl. And Elizabeth and I both immediately at the same time said, like, how is this
How
possibly
much is a block
affordable?
of cheese?
Like,
How much is a wheel of cheese?
right? How much is a whole wheel of cheese? And so we went and looked it up, and like there are cheese wheels on Amazon that sell for over $2,000.
Oh.
Ah!
Now it sounds like I did some reading on this. It sounds like when they serve pasta in a cheese wheel, they bring it out on the cheese wheel and then put it on your plate, but the cheese wheel then goes back to the
What?
kitchen and is reused as the serving dish.
Interesting.
So you don't get to keep the cheese wheel, which is disappointing.
I I don't want to
Also,
use cheese
to be
wheel.
to be fair, a
Agreed.
cheese wheel is like, from what I understand, huge.
They can be various
Okay.
sizes. Yeah. It's at least a couple pounds of cheese.
Look, I like how you said that was convenient. How they were looking up the price of enormous wheels of cheese. There was the time I was DMing for these two assholes, and I'm like, okay, you need to go find beeswax for the candle maker because we're down a person and let's just do something silly and random. And they're like, no, that's not how bees work. And I'm just like, I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? And Adam, you and Elizabeth were like, yeah, we actually keep bees, and that's like not how you collect beeswax from like whatever beehives. That was the same session.
I mean, I guess it could be in your world.
That was the same session where you guys were like, I don't really want to fight this guy. Let's just leave.
He seemed like a real pain in the ass. He seemed like the skunk guy.
Yeah, it was the skunk guy. There's
Yeah.
a skunk guy and a bee king. No.
You guys were like, this sucks. What are we doing this for? Like, leave
back
the
and drink.
forest.
Yeah,
Go
let's
back to
go
the
back.
tavern. Like, really dodged
funny.
a bullet there.
Maybe we just weren't cut out to be adventurers in that life.
We were not. It is my favorite example of, hey, don't have to do this.
No is always an option.
Right?
You can always say no. Well, all right, my dude.
Pretty
Good
incredible.
night.
All right.
Fun playing with you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that.
likewise.
It was fun.
Have a good one.
I'll see you guys next. Rest up, stay safe, don't do anything
Yeah.
stupid.
Make
Well,
okay-ish choices.
That's asking
Right.
an awful lot.
Story of my life.
Bye, guys.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
See you.